Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Low Budget LCS here on a Saturday night. If you're tuning in with us, this is Less Force. Been a long time since I've been opening up on the LBLCS stream, but we are back for a new season. Joined with me is the wonderful PC Jackie Boy. How are we doing tonight?
I am doing just splendidly, my friend. The teams are getting ready, and it looks like draft just went live, so let's hop on over and start chatting about the champs.
Yeah, these guys were ready to go. This is gonna be a really fun match tonight, but we will get there when we get there. Looks like the stream overlay seems to be working just fine on the new low budget LCS draft tool. We got the Jarvan band, we've got the Vigar, got a lot of prio picks here. I'm most interested in watching this bot lane. I think that's where a lot of the action is going to be, featuring these teams. And I personally know the players the best. Of course, on TVA and Elf in the Room, I am the TV guy. I will, for the record, I was not the one that proposed this game. I had it offered, and I didn't even realize who they were playing, which makes it even more fun. Zyraban, Oriban, and the Sivir taken away. Do they go the B1 Yunara? And without hesitation, they were just flying through this.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they knew what their picks were for the first couple here. We've got the Yunara Blue 1, which is like a really strong pick, right? Like the new champion, so people don't necessarily know as much of what she does. Maybe that's me. But she's got like really good like team fighting and a pretty strong lane phase, and then they immediately respond with the Jinx, who has a bit of a scaling advantage over Yunara, and a little bit of range with the rockets. But I think has a bit of a weaker lane, though. In my opinion, support matchups determine lane more so than AD matchups. Then we've got Sejuani and the classic counter to Sejuani, Trundle.
Yeah, and I, of course, am right there with you. I think Yunara is giga busted. Doesn't seem like it's possible to lose on that Yunara champion. Doesn't matter. At least what I pick jungle, it seems like it's just like...
You're just setting them up for failure. The caster curse doubling down on them. It's crazy.
Exactly. Trundle, though, very strong pick into the Sedge, especially if they can wait out the aftershock coming out from Sejuani, and really kind of take the max amount of stats. And then we're gonna get the Ziggs blind here for our mid laner, who Yapamilius, I think is how you pronounce the in-game username. Gonna be the blind Ziggs, and we'll see what Galson has to answer.
Yeah, Yapamilius is a pretty decent name there. I really appreciate that. We've got the Aurora in response. We can only assume that that's Aurora to match the Ziggs. No reason to blind pick anything here. Then it looks like there's got some Peel support bans coming out, banning the Braum. I can imagine that Quackers are going to look to pick their support up on 4. I think they probably either pick Engage or they pick something like an Enchanter to try to buff up that Jinx, buff up the Aurora, give them a little bit of a team fight advantage there. So we've got the Thresh band coming out from Avalanche. I think Thresh is a fantastic pairing with Jinx. Gives her a lot of survivability with the Lantern. Can do a lot of peel, can do a lot of engage. Thresh is sort of like the jack of all trades, master of none. Quackers sort of curiously banning Lulu. I think Lulu is probably one of their like strongest picks in this situation here. Though I can imagine that they have something up their sleeve.
Yeah, I was also surprised by that Lulu ban. I was expecting it to be the pickup here on 4. While they wait out this last ban, shout out to EJK9 for the subscription here to the Low Budget LCS. Coming up on a full year. EJK9, also known as Duolingo Owl, one of our tremendous dev team members here at the LBLCS. You know the whole spiel. You're going to go to Denny's, knock on the dumpster 3 times. Todd's still hanging out. Time's been a little tough for him, but he'll let you inside, and then you know the deal from there. Band comes out as the Ahri, so they do want to protect the Ziggs just a little bit, and it's going to be the Melio paired with the Jinx. Interesting, given there isn't like a great CC so far to use that ultimate on.
Yeah, I agree. I think the soccer ball is a really strong ability, especially into champs that just sort of want to run at you, like Trundle. But I just feel like Lulu Polymorph is so much stronger. I think Lulu is probably a bit of a better pick here. However, I think the thing that like we want to like keep in mind here is the range element, right? Because Milio giving a little bit of extra range allows Jinx to hit Yunara a little bit more for free, gives her a little bit of more survivability in terms of spacing out the Trundle in the team fight, and being able to dodge the Ziggs bombs and dodge the Rakan engage a little bit better. So gives Jinx a little bit more comfort as we see the Rakan in response, and then a Scion blind, which is a classic blind pick.
Yeah, definitely this Jinx is the main star of the show here at the moment. We'll see what the top lane counter is into the Scion, if they go something trying to shred it, or if they kind of just go tank for tank and challenge them a little bit. It's going to be beta suspense.
Let's see what we have here. There's 4 seconds after the timer runs out too. So
oh,
we've got some time.
That is interesting. Going to be the
Mbessa.
Mbessa. That is your like prototypical, you know, if you watch the pro scene, they blind the Scion, you answer with the Mbessa. It is a pretty good matchup. So I'm going to be interested to see here if, I believe it's low gain in the top side, if they've got it on point with the public executions.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Mbessa gives them a good side lane threat, as well as keeping them a strong lane on the top side here. They were able to get counter pick for both mid lane and top lane, right? Like, I think that's pretty crucial here, because both solo lanes now have, one, a favorable lane matchup, and two, Sejuani, who can set up these ganks, set up these kills, and doesn't need to take the econ away from the laners. So in theory, Aurora and Mbessa could get focused pretty well here, as we just let the Jinx Milio scale up into the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get our prediction started. Our first gambling session of the season involving Lust Force. Again, I'm not here to give gambling advice. If you want to go all in, go all in. I'm not going to stop you. That being said, gamble responsibly with your schmeckles. It's a long season. Got a lot of cash outs ahead. You know, the It Takes Twos and Popoba Waffles making a return. We're not going to put their whole name. They're just going to be the Quackers. I'm sure they'll understand, and we will give it about 5 minutes on the prediction. And now, yeah, I mean, well, you get the spectator delay for a couple minutes, right? I am being... All right, so a couple questions in the chat. What level is Tax Haven? So I believe Tax Haven is kind of in our, like, middle-ish, you know, we've expanded big time this season in the LBLCS. We've gone from five to 8 different divisions. Oh, that is interesting. I thought it was having me pick. I was so confused.
I know. I was like, damn, they fucking subbed me in. That's crazy.
Yeah. But no, so the Tax Haven's kind of around like our middle-ish bracket. You're gonna be seeing a lot of like kind of like your plat players. You know, you might have, you know, a couple emeralds trickled in, maybe a couple of golds. But I'd say this is probably, you know, around like plat average. Again, we've had a lot of action across our other leagues so far this week. I think there's a couple of audit league matches.
2 audit, 1 executive.
And Duo's got it right in the chat. TV win. So, of course, as I am the owner of Team Volatility, there is, you know, that slight tendency for me to want to support Blue Side here, game number 1. But really, as the caster, I'm just here for a fun time. I will say a lot of the people on Red Side are former TV players as well. And so when I realized that's who they were playing, like, I thought that was just going to be super cool because, you know, Acamped and GGG Turtle and Galson, they've all kind of been around for a long time. And I would consider them all pretty good friends. So it should be really, really fun here tonight, regardless of who wins and who loses.
Yeah, another missed opportunity for me and Acamped to pregame. Apparently we live near each other. Not super near each other, but near each other enough. So we didn't get that going this time. And if you scroll down, you can see all of our leagues there and all of the sheets, which gives you all the information about the leagues. You can check out the rosters. You can check out the lovely job that Seer and Ruffrian and Kiko did setting up those sheets. I'm pretty certain there were other people involved, but I only pay a little bit of attention, to be honest. So not really sure what else is going on in there.
There's a lot of good stuff, again, with the giant implosion to 110 teams, I think it is. Definitely was a lot of hard work from a lot of people. So we'll, shout out, again, Seer and Kiko, and Ruffian all doing massive work this offseason. And, there's, countless other people. Full Metal in this game on the dev team.
True.
A lot of our creative team members have already popped off with some solid content. The Sammy, really cool little video series that he has launched. I believe it's called, No Reservations.
Yep.
Very cool first episode with Buggle. If you haven't seen that one, I believe it's on the YouTube, here on the Twitch as well. Go back and listen to Buggle yap it up about the beginnings of the LBLCS. Actually was a pretty good listen. Not a shameless plug, just a legitimate plug.
Yeah, anytime you get an opportunity to listen to Bogleberry Finn talk, you just got to take it. Which there will be another one of those. If you go on the YouTube channel, one of the streams was me and Buggle. So there was another one there. And you can check out the other 2 streams. I can't remember who else was there. I think it was one with Loki and LeChance, and then there was another one with people that I don't remember.
LeChance and Vega also did one.
So
we're
doing double duty.
He is doing double duty. We're coming out with a bang here, week 1. Got a lot of teams in the league. Try to cover as many as we can. Of course, there's only 7 days in a week, and there's only so many casters to go around. But we make do, and we're here tonight. Appreciate everyone tuning in on Saturday night. See a couple of familiar faces in the chat. Youngster Joey. We got a camp. You got a game. Why are you in the chat?
You might wanna lock in there.
Lock in there, buddy. Taking a look at okay, so and we were speaking of Arctic just before we went live here today.
My goat.
Arctic has redeemed a bear fact with Bear. Now, I'm gonna have to be honest. I am not Bear.
I'm also not Bear.
I know I don't got Bear, but I will take some facts. Let me see if I can. So now we're gonna have to This is where where the creative licensing of streaming comes into effect. Because what a Bear fact is when Bear is not present is really open to interpretation. So I know some people like to do literal bears. Some people like to do professional bear teams.
There's a third type of bear you want to talk about.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I got any facts on that type of bear.
I got them.
Oh, do you? Well, go ahead. The floor is yours.
No, it's all right. One thing that I joked about us doing is that we should make it so that Bear Facts with Bear is just whichever streamer just gives a fact from their profession, right? So Loki's a doctor, could give some facts about that. Papoba is a PhD biomedical engineer, so I can give some facts about that. I can talk about feelings. Anger is one of them. That's a good fact right there. And then, you can give some facts from your line of work as well. But in the meantime, we got King J Blue subscribing with Prime saying, "We out here. Indeed, we are. We are out here. Spectator delay is about to tick down. We are about to head into this match. Game 1 between Team Volatility, Avalanche, and a couple of Quackers. You can come join us at the Denny's. It's out in Vermont. Todd's out back. He was wearing a tank top today. Would you believe it? So really feeling the summer."
Whoa.
Summer vibes,
which is crazy because we're coming down the home stretch of the summer here. It's a little bit cooler out. Actually waking up in the morning, going to work, have to turn on the heat in the car, which a little crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
No actual time loading in here, just right into the action.
What time are you at? I'm at 16,
17, 18. We are on par. No need for the count here today. I think he's still in Sammy's basement though. So thank God we did not need him tonight. But game number 1, TV Avalanche versus a couple of Quackers, and we've got a little 5-man potential invade action here. They're fishing for Turtle, who is walking up on this Jinx. Do think they were spotted out. So they are going to drop that ward. They know this 5-man's here. And so smart heads up play here from the Quackers. They're going to get an answer on the other side of the map. And they're actually going to get a little bit of double action here. warding the enemy Raptor and the blue buff. And
I could always use a little bit of double action. We've got a 5-man invade, 1 member of the team for every gifted sub that EJK9, aka Duolingo Owl, aka Jewel Mary, aka For the Vanguard, aka My Little Pookie Bear, but that's just me. Gifting out some tier 1 subs here to a few of the viewers tonight, and then him, the guy, following that up, subscribing for 16 months. That's like half of his lifespan, saying, I love my casters. We love you too, him.
Yeah. Him, the guy. What a guy indeed. We'll see both of our junglers starting up here on this top side. The difference is that a Crease is going to be immediately spotted out on the top side where they technically won't know that Skyfalker is up on this top side. And I'm realizing that with the bug, with the scoreboards and stuff, I need to switch everybody around real quick so it's all in the right order. So this is like mostly correct. And we should be good now. And we'll pull that back up. And we're out into the landing phase.
Landing phase getting a pretty easy start so far here. We've got a little bit of poke onto the Yunara, a little bit of scrappage between these top laners here. So everything is going as expected. However, the curious thing in my eyes here is that Sejuani and Trundle both pathing down, right? Like we talked a little bit about how getting both the counter pick in both lane matchups allows Sejuani like a lot more freedom in terms of being able to gank top and mid. So it looks like as we got a fight coming over here, now Full Metal able to get out with the Dasheroni.
Yeah, nice and simple there. Trundle is definitely going to be a lot quicker on this clear than Sejuani. Of course, bit of an expert on both of these jungle champs, so my eyes are going to be peeled, seeing what they do, how they play. We'll actually switch it over here. Nice little trading come out here for Glass Crab onto the Mbessa early. And we'll see if there ends up being a little bit of a scrap or if this does end up being just kind of a relatively quiet early game.
And I mean, a quiet early game like isn't terrible for red side because you've got that Jinx who, you know, once she scales up is going to become a bit of a monster, especially with the boost from Milio. And not to mention like the side lane power that Mbessa and Aurora can output here. So it's sort of it's looking a little bit of like the pressures on blue side here in order to try to make something happen before Jinx gets to that point where she's just outputting enough, you know, rockets to, you know, take down a country.
And we are seeing a little bit of action around this bot scuttle, I believe. Full Metal going to go in, get a little bit of damage off, but is going to get rooted up there by the Sejuani pass. The Skyfalker doing decent amount of damage. Back to the top side. Glass Crab and low gain in a bit of a scrap.
No
Scion,
mana.
no mana, no health. Still has their life, though. And it looks like Crease was able to pick up the scuttle and is actually going to book it up here for the double scuttle. Skyfalker does have the smite in tow, so should be able to pick up or contest potentially. Logan is walking up. Pillar not going to connect a whole lot there. Now we're back to the bot side, just going all over the rift. Skyfalker is going to be able to pick up the scuttle, has the prio, has the smite, and so all of that for a 200 gold lead to TVA.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of scrappage ends up in TVA's favor there, even though Sejuani was able to pick up the Scuttle Crab, which Crease was looking for there. Streaming with people means that there's a little bit of like getting exposed here because apparently you have my volume set kind of low.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just turn out real quick and try to maybe change that around. Not sure what the deal is there because it looked fine on my side. Give you an opportunity to yap it up here for just a second, and we'll see if that has changed. Chompers come down.
Absolutely, there's going to be a fight in the bot side here as Lust Force takes over my my volume controls here. Full Metal taking the worst end of that trade as they tried to put a little bit of hurt onto GGG Turtle, who is healed up nicely with the Cozy Campfire and kept safe from the vicious orbs of Yunara.
Yeah. What's up, Bald Goose? Long time no talk. I know you are a sub here on a couple of Quackers. Hopefully you're out here to support the boys. And actually, you've got some boys on blue side as well, former teammates of a couple of the Avalanche members. Good to see you. Right now, game is pretty slow. Bear, we may have to time you out in the chat if you continue that up. And chat's gonna have to let us know if because Jack sounds better in my ear. Not that you sounded bad before, but chat, let me know if that is good. We are seeing a little bit of trading all over, but no kills just yet.
Yeah, a lot of scrapping here in this top side here. Logan just putting so much hurt onto Glass Crab here, which is, I mean, exactly what we expect from this lane matchup, right? Like giving the red 5 counter pick over, you know, that's what you want to see. If you give your top laner the R5 counter pick, they better be putting in a little bit of work there. However, the thing to note here, Sion, same amount of CS.
Yeah, I mean, Sion doing relatively well into, again, what is supposed to be a counter matchup. We do see Kreese going for a gank down here on the bot side. Not going to be able to force anything out necessarily, but they are getting the lane prio. As this dragon is spawned up, we'll see if they look to contest it. But Sejuani is down here as well.
I try to, you know, have some fluency over champion ability names because I think it sounds nicer when you're casting. So I went to go check the Milio Q, which is apparently Ultra Mega Fire Kick. So I'm just going to call it the Soccer Ball for now. But the Soccer Ball, I think, was able to interrupt the engage from Full Metal there or hit him on the tail end. So really, really important.
Yeah, Full Metal not going to be able to connect there on the W. They are able to secure the Scuttle Crab. Going to have to walk this one out. Kreese does have the Subjugate in tow if they choose to fight. We have Grubs in about 50 seconds. We have the Dragon currently up. We'll see kind of who wants to make the first dance here. Is now it's sounding like I am a little loud. You know, it's a process here. You know, been a while since we streamed on the low budget LCS. Here, let me. I do apologize. We will tab out for just 1 second. Maybe turn myself down just a tiny bit. And we'll see if that solves our problems. It's a process, of course. Appreciate the patience and whatnot. We see Full Metal has come up to the Grubs and camped. Not too sure if they're going to be coming up. Looks like they are going to head bot lane. So it looks like TVA should be able to pick up these Grubs.
Yeah, clever lane swap here from TVA. One, gets Sion out of the really painful matchup into Ambessa, and two, gives them a lot of good prio for Grubs here. Right, this is exactly what TVA wants to do. They want to be trying to make something happen in this game. It looks like it's going to be completely uncontested. However, it will be traded for the Dragon. Yeah,
my favorite trade of early objectives. There's no deaths that can happen. And I think this trade's probably pretty good for both sides, right? You know, Sion with the Grubs is going to be super annoying to deal with. But on the other side, yes, stacking those Dragons with the Jinx, you want a team fight, you want to play around that objective. So I think both sides are coming out of this feeling like they are the winners, as a good flash out there from Yapamelias from the Sejuani ultimate. Our first little bit of jungle action here. And we'll see if Kreese pinging like they're coming up here to the top lane, maybe trying to dive the Ambessa.
Wants to make this happen, but Skyfucker is on the way and here to counter gank. So I think this dive doesn't quite come to fruition, but as soon as in a dangerous spot.
Yeah. Thankfully, with no Sejuani R, should be the perception of being safe is there. You know, Ambessa ultimately does still have that public execution, but for right now, gonna see our junglers just head back to their farm, be at their camps. The ABC approach, we love to see it.
Literally every time that I'm filling jungle, anytime I literally go like, all right, ABC, here we go. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're like, oh, that sounds like something that Less Force would say, and I'm like, well, would you believe it? It is something Less Force says.
It is. I am a man of cliche. Teleport coming out from Ambessa here into the bot lane. Match TP coming out from Full Metal, the Unsealed Spellbook. So I have to imagine that they maybe saw like the TP coming in somehow, and it was just a very proactive play from Logan. I'm assuming they're gonna be heading up towards the mid, or maybe not. Maybe the bot lane's gonna head mid, doing a little bit of musical chairs here with the lane assignments.
Yeah, that was a bit of an awkward shuffle there, right? Like Full Metal having the Unsealed Spellbook, able to get back over there. However, we just saw like wow, that Ziggs damage is really impressive.
Yeah,
I just saw TP blown from Ambessa for not much of a reason. I felt like she had the opportunity to just like hit base and then walk to lane there. So a little unsure what was going on.
Oh man, you got to be careful here at camp.
Wow.
One explosive, what's the Super Mega Infernum Bomb? That sounds about right, or at least close enough.
It's close enough.
Got to be careful there. We've seen Galsund, who we haven't seen much of here in this game, farming it up nice and solidly. Not quite as good as Yapamilias at that 10 CS a minute mark.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It looks like, I mean, like really taking advantage of the fact that there hasn't been a whole ton of pressure on either of the lanes. Like Glass Crab is in a bit of an unfavorable matchup, but able to build the chain vest and isn't necessarily doing terribly, is on par with CS. The big CS leads are for jungle and for mid lane, as we see Kreese taking about a 10 CS lead up over Skyfalker, and Yapamilias taking that 10 to 20 CS lead up over Galsund there.
Yeah, chat talking about the Tax Haven division seemingly modeling after the LCK. Not any kill action just yet, just a lot of macro, a lot of, you know, heads up play. I will give a little bit of insight. Yapamilias is a former believe an assistant coach for a couple of LCS teams, including my beloved, now in the grave, Immortals. So I'm sure
kind of ironic.
Yeah. So a lot of that, I'm sure, on the the blue side does have to come with that. Being able to direct traffic and kind of use that experience. And then Camp has always been a pretty methodical player. Loves to scrap in team fights and stuff, but is always trying to be ahead of the game with sending people places. Very vocal in the game. So I have no surprises here with that just yet. Dragon up in a minute. We'll see if there will maybe be a fight at that point, or if we'll just see another trade.
Yeah, Glass Crab still in a painful matchup here as the Scion. Logain trying to put a lot of damage down. I don't actually know where the lethal range is here for Logain to be able to utilize that public execution to try to pick up the first kill of the game, which, by the way, these teams, they got to step up the action. It's too late. I'm too tired. We got to start killing each other.
Maybe doing a bit of a
which
lullaby
is a typical
here.
Saturday night thing that I say. So we'll see how this goes. But I'm hoping for some action pretty soon here. We've got Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. And I think that might be a good opportunity for them to start showing us what they got.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I didn't wake up until 2:30 tonight, so I am alive and alert.
Ooh, Galsund.
Alert. The Galsund has to flash away from the jungle, but now we got to fight the bot side. Good engage here from Merkan, trying to use the quickness to buy time for... Actually still has the quickness. Now goes in, gets a 3-man engage, flash in with the pillar. Subjugate gets used there by Kreese, but it's going to be first blood over to GGG Turtle, who's now just running face in first into Asuna. The barrier comes out. We use the flash into the bush, follow through flash by Asuna. Is going to go down there as well. Skyfall gets hit up by the pillar. It will be a 2-for-2. Can they get a kill onto the Melio? Does have the R on the Scion, but will not use it. But that will be Dragon over to TVA.
Turtle, no fear, run face first into the Yunara. Perhaps not the most advisable decision, but certainly the biggest dick decision. The fight ends up going the way of Avalanche, who are able to pick up the Dragon on the back half as they tie up the score. It looked really good for Quackers for a hot second there, and then turned over after the Jinx reset ran out.
Yeah. But the reward for the Quackers is that first turret. And Mbessa kind of quietly able to just pick that up with the teleport coming through from Glass Crab. And so this Mbessa now sitting on that Eclipse against those plated steel caps as well. I think I have finally learned to not call them the Ninja Tab Eyes, as it has been at least 4 years since that has been taken out of the game. But our first little bit of fight goes the way...
Don't say it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years.
I think it's been 4 years. I think it's been since Mythics came out. And that's another, makes you realize how long that's been. Still have the
Holy
feats...
shit, I would have said, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I know. It's so bad, isn't it? Damn. Oh, man. We still have the feats of Warfare up on the map. And this would also be the feats of Monster Slaying for TVA if they're able to pick up the Strift Herald. We'll see if there's going to be a contest coming out here from Skyfalker. 4 members strong. Jinx in the bot side. I don't think they're looking to contest it. And so this might just be the Rift Herald for free going over to TVA. And so we're now playing for the third kill is going to be your feats of strength for either side.
15.5 minutes.
And
It's
Zion's
2
going to
kills
use
to
the
2, but
ult
it
onto
might
Turtle.
end up being this onto Turtle.
Has no flash, isn't going to be able to get killed here by the Sion, and now you have the teleport coming in here from Mbessa. Logain is here, uses the public execution into the Sejuani ultimate. Glass Crab tried to pick it up, is not going to be able to, and Mbessa going to pick up those feats of strength for the Quackers.
GGG Turtle looking as juicy as is humanly possible, which I've met the man. Who could really blame Glass Crab for wanting to take that kill there? Ends up getting, I think it was like 3 or 4 manned on that one, and then going down to give the feats of strength, feat of warfare, excuse me, over to the side of the Quackers, which is a pretty crucial thing for them to do. And it looks like they're gonna pick up tower here, unless they're gonna get it first top lane. It looks like it's gonna be first top lane.
Yeah, just a trade of towers on either side. But the slight gold lead is now there for the Quackers, almost 1,000 gold here. Chad is saying that we had a bear fact redeemed that was not cashed in, and you know what? I've got a bear fact about bear off the top of my head. So if you don't know, one thing about bear is they're a bit of a Pokemon card fan, right? And
okay, so that's where this is going.
Yeah. And so they put all this work into they want to collect like all the original set, right? Like the original set, kind of like the expensive cards and whatnot. But what you don't know is that they made reprints of those sets several times. And so the other day we're in call, and Bear had the realization that some of the money they've spent has gone into reprints, and that the cards they have are useless to them. Very devastated. Was so sad. They went and pulled out their moving boxes. They had to go and have a little bit of an existential crisis, checking all their old cards, and they ended up just yeah, there you go. And now I've got Bear tilted in the chat. 2000s reprints, doing them dirty. Minute and a half on the dragon. I feel like the Quackers are in a pretty good spot here.
I completely agree. First of all, that is a truly tragic story, Bear. I really feel for you there. I think if you listen to more Leve, then you'll feel better. Which I only recently learned is pronounced Leve. I have been pronouncing it Laufey for like...
That's what it looks like every time I see Bear listening to that, yeah.
Yep. I'm like, oh, it's Laufey. Nope, it's Leve, apparently. It's Icelandic. Which Praetorian told me that over overpriced drinks in DC.
Oh. Now Emilio...
Anyway, the Quackers are in a good position, but
Bat's out there with the pillar.
is looking here.
Q gets used there, and so does the Sejuani ultimate to disengage. Jets traded with the subjugate, so neither jungler has ult, but nothing too further happens there. Glass Crab kind of getting shredded here by Logain on this. Mbessa gets the knock up there, though, and the cavalry is coming. Full Metal is here. Use the public execution. Not going to be able to do anything, though. Flash gets used there, and no quickness is used, so nice little response there from TVA.
Yeah, it looks like the public execution doesn't take you the travel distance. So that is a little tragic. However, Logan able to escape with their life nonetheless.
I will say that I did, in fact, see Thanatos make that exact same play, I believe it was yesterday, on the Mbessa. So it's not just, it happens to the best of us. Pillar, or the Chompers are actually to catch up Crease under the tower. Can they get this turret down? Damage coming through, but Ziggs does not have that passive. Look on the teleport on the backside, though. I don't believe they've caught Galson here. Heal, getting user by Full Metal to cycle up their spells, getting the smite in hand. Galson is behind. Galson is not spotted. Goes in with the in-between worlds. Gets in onto Crease. Flash out over the top. And now the Super Mega Death Rocket comes in. Does connect onto just Full Metal. So many dash coming back and forth. And now you got to teleport come back on the other side. Glass Crab onto the backside. Crease going to be the first to fall. Chompers immediately trap Sion here, who is now trying to run back to the rest of their team. Asuna is low. Full Metal is low. Glass Crab 1v5 frontlining, doing a hell of a lot of damage. But can they get out? Logain gets knocked up there by the Rakan. Yapamelia's trying to pepper in these Ziggs Qs, but it's going to be a 1-0, and it's going to be Dragon number 2 over to the Quackers.
That's exactly what the Quackers want, right? Like, you have so much of that flank threat from Aurora, from Mbessa. Crab was a little late on the TP to return it, and so Quackers are able to pick up not only an extra kill in a fight, but they're also able to get the Dragon, and then they're starting Otacon up after that, and another TP coming out from Mbessa this time to keep that secured over in their favor.
Yeah, chat is informing us that The R was tactical, as the Atacon is going to be picked up here. I guess it does buffer if as an unstoppable. I personally have about 1 game of Mbessa in my my pocket, so I will take your word for it, someone. Someone you don't know, LBLCS admin, filling us in. And yeah, with that, 2 dragons to 1, 1.5k gold lead here, and that Atacon for the Quackers. If you're TVA, what are you looking to do to make your bounce back here, as Rakan has smit a minion?
Smit? Wow.
Smote?
Yeah, I like Smote. I think Smote's a little bit better. I like irregularly conjugated words. I think it's really fun, but that's sort of my own brand of fun. Anyway, you asked me about what TV Avalanche can do in this situation. Now, again, Quackers wanted the scaling. They wanted to be able to stack dragons. They wanted to be able to start getting gold into Jinx's pockets. They wanted to keep the side lane threats with both Ambessa and Aurora, and they have that, right? Like, they have a really positive start thus far, and they are in the position to win the game. Avalanche does have a lot of pick ability, right? So Trundle being able to shred down resistances means that you can make a pick in a side lane all that much faster, as we have Galson with the iron pot. Is that what you guys were talking about?
Iron pot.
The thing of, if you click over to Galson, Galson's got the, what is this called? Elixir of Iron.
Oh, that is an elixir of iron in Galson's inventory. That looks like we're going to be having a play down here in the bot side onto low game. Pillar gets used there to interrupt, but the Sejuani R connects there onto Kreese, into the Lovik execution, into the Chompers, into a potentially dead Trundle, but that's does so much work. Quickness gets through there by Full Metal into the flash, able to get out. Massive play there, and they're going to be able to get out of dodge.
Full Metal with the quickness does so much work to charm up basically the entire team of Quackers to keep that play from going horribly. Kreese was in a caught position there with the what is that? Glacial Prison? No, Glacial Prison's a different.
I think that's Braum. It's Glacial Fissure. I just had this conversation with someone the other day, and I was so confident.
No, it is Glacial Prison.
Is it Glacial Prison?
Yeah, Sejuani's Glacial Prison.
Oh, then I got it backwards because
Glacial Fissure's Braum.
Okay, that's the one that I thought it was, and I was very quickly reminded that that is Braum, not Sejuani. That being said, that's the benefit of Trundle. You can do whatever you want and press subjugate on a tank, and you'll get out after the fact. That's why I go exhaust, and we'll not get into that here just yet. But he's a very fun champ that can reward or bail out a lot of bad positioning. Steak with ketchup. I don't know what we're on about in the chat there. I'm gonna just like ignore like whatever I just read.
I mean, if somebody asked me which LBLCS caster likes their steak with ketchup, I would, and I promise that this isn't Flame, I would say it was you.
That is, I mean, based on pedigree, that's probably fair, but as someone who's not a ketchup aficionado, really just condiments in general, I would never eat steak with ketchup.
Just no condiments, like, at all?
Not really. I'll do like buffalo sauce with like chicken, but that is that's about it. Nice and basic.
What about hot dogs? Like, what do you do with
plain Jane?
Holy moly! You just dry dogging the glizzies. That is so crazy.
Absolutely no lubricant needed.
Anyway, I don't know which one of us likes steak with ketchup. I will say a really high quality ketchup, like one that's like more, got a higher vinegar content, one that's a little bit more, shall we say, upscale, with a very nicely cooked steak, I think can be quite delicious. It's all up to the juiciness of the steak and the vinegariness of the ketchup, as Glass Crab, taking a lot of hurt, has a long way to walk, but Full Metal has an engage here.
Super Mega Death Rock connects onto 3 members. Turtle has a flash away in between worlds, trying to do what they can. Galson gets a reset there with their ultimate. Health bars are super low. No further play there. And Asuna actually barely hit the W there onto the Jinx. Ends up being a 2-for-1. And now TVA going to pick up their second dragon of the game.
Wow, Full Metal is putting in so much work on this Rakan, making things happen, peeling for the team, finding this engage. GGG Turtle was blown up to basically 0 HP at the start of that fight. Didn't get a reset until much later, and then wasn't able to utilize the power of that reset as Glass Crab might go down all alone in the side lane. Has to blow flash.
Yeah, this seems pretty unplayable for the Scion. And Bessa, I don't... These champions that have, like, energy or, like, non-mana bars, I don't know what hers is called, but I never saw that drop below 100% as she's just trailing the Scion through the entire top lane. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of counterplay there for Glass Crab, but the Scion did his job, kept the Mbessa out of the team fight, and it's a 1 fight for TVA, now up about a little under 1,000 gold.
Yeah, and again, right, like they're able to find a pick, they're able to make something happen, they're able to get a lot of gold into Asuna's pockets as well, which I think is an undervalued component of this. Because Asuna now is at 2.5 items, is looking to finish that Infinity Edge pretty soon here, and will start doing a lot of damage in these team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a look at items across the board. Yapamelius on that 2 item plus a NLR. 2 items here for the Trundle. Did go the Deadman's. Definitely a good pickup here. 2 items pretty much across the board for just about everybody, except our lonely supports. They're sitting on 1, but that's okay.
We'll count the support items just so that they feel a little bit better.
That's
it counts as a legendary item for the sake of buying upgraded boots.
Oh, that is a good point. You know, we'll give it to him. Can't take it away. We're now gonna see a little bit of dancing around this mid lane. Might have some ARAM action coming out. Not sure I want... Well, maybe I do want the Scion into the Aurora, as clearly the Mbessa matchup does not go their way any longer. Or maybe they look to just team fight mid.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just, like, Avalanche needs to pressure Quackers here, right? Like, if both teams just sit up and scale, then I think Quackers, with a good team fight, has the game in the bag. So Avalanche's, the pressure's on to make something happen. They might try to make something happen here, but it looks like they don't spot it out fast enough.
Yeah. And now we see the ARAM action for members strong in the mid lane, giving over that gold to the Yunara. And Baron is now on the table. Do they look to start this? No, we've got enemy Raptors. That is more important. As a jungler, wholeheartedly agree.
ABC.
Cannons get picked up. ABCs indeed. Glass Crab now is going to get ran down here into Narnia by Logain. No flash. Might have to use the Unstoppable here. But they're gonna hold it out. They're gonna weather the storm. And this storm is a world of hurt from Logain. Although maybe not actually kill him.
God.
Like I was gonna say that Logain was doing a ton of damage, but Scion took about 15 abilities and is still over half HP. So maybe
I mean,
maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I feel like Glass Crab at some point, he should just turn around and see if, like, take their chances in the fight here. I feel like it's fine. Like, once the Eclipse proc goes down, then what does Ambessa really have on you?
That is true. Looks like both sides are playing it safe. We've got the Dragon up in a minute 30. Could look to see, a little bit of a trade action. A Dragon for Baron, perhaps. It wouldn't be Soul for either side. So I don't hate that call either way. And TVA will have the Vision Prio up here as they get the Scuttle. They'll be able to clear out these wards from the Quackers. We'll see what the move here is. But I don't think anything's going to happen too crazy here for the next minute.
I love clearing wards, so I love those Vision Scuttles, and I also love any champion that can build Umbral Glaive. So I've been playing a lot of Jarvan and Pike. Yep. Umbral Glaive is my favorite item. Seer was like, hey, I think they nerfed that item. I don't think anybody goes that anymore. I said, I don't care. It makes my game experience so much better to, like, pop it and then, like, be able to go just, like, one-tap wards. Ugh, it feels so good.
End of the day, everyone else in the game gets to do damage. You get to clear wards. So make that as fun an experience as possible, as we're just ripping Baron here. TVA down to 8,000. Skywalker's here. Acanthus here. There is no damage around, though. Does Skywalker going for the 50-50? Teleport going to be used here by Glass Crabs. Mega Death Rocket not going to be able to get the kill. And it's going to be stolen there by Skywalker.
Oh my God,
Into the Quickers 2-man. Glass Crab doing so much frontline on the other side. Logain is in, and Galson trying to go into the in-between worlds. Health bars are low. 1-for-1 here so far. Glass Crab is going to be the next to fall here. The Pillar's not going to save him. And GG Turtle's going to sprint down the rest of the team. Do they have enough in the tank? Asuna is low. Can they get a reset off? One more auto would do it, but they can't get the kill. And they're going to be able to run this one out, but that's going to be Baron over to the Quackers, and the Dragon should be up Russ as well.
Hero Skyfalker picking up the Baron and then giving a little reset over to the Jinx, able to pick up 2 kills. That is a nightmare scenario for Avalanche. Quackers is in a really solid position to start putting a lot of pain in this game as they send themselves up to Soul Point.
Yeah, that's just, they didn't have anybody set up to zone out the Sejuani. And Sej can just get in with the Q, just go for the 50-50, and if you die, I mean, you're just a Sejuani, end of the day. I know all about that duty. But Skyfalker playing hero here, getting the Baron, getting the kills, getting the Dragon, and now they should be able to get a whole lot more with this Baron in hand.
Just want you to know that if I ever have to play against you in a Fearless matchup, my team is picking Sejuani.
Oh.
And it's pretty likely that I'm the one piloting it down as support.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good support. Honestly, like, if you're going to play against, like, a Leona or a, like, one of these engage supports, I low-key think it's not bad. So I would commend you for taking it away from me. Honestly, doing me a favor, saving me from my team, putting me in the cage. I'd appreciate it. Gold lead at about 2,000. No tier 1s to pressure. I would assume they're going to look to kind of try and get at least a turret. Perhaps you're in the mid lane. Enable this Jinx. Use that reset if they can. But if not, it is what it is.
More pain for Glass Crab. The Kanik Rookern is probably not going to do an overwhelming amount to protect him from the Mbessa.
No. MR doesn't do you much good when you're getting sliced by... What are Mbessa's items? They're not knives. They're like scythes?
Sort of scythes. They're like... I'm certain that there's like a word for them.
Where... Bears in the chat.
Like, I'm pretty sure that...
Oh, wait, actually, I have to hold that. Is the...
Oh, there's a little bit of a team fight here. But no, there isn't. Never mind.
It was looking like it for a second. Ziggs getting used to clear out the wave. And Directed Cam really likes watching this bot lane push.
A lot of action.
Yeah. Blade, well... I said... I feel like I said... Yeah, like, that was my first thought was Glaives.
Are they Glaives?
But then I was just like... I was just not at all confident in my answer. So I pivoted off. Maybe they are Glaives. We'll see. We'll see. If only we knew.
The Drakehound Gauntlets, says EJK9, and I trust him.
Yeah, I mean, a few people more reliable. That's Kreese saving the Raptors with the smite. Duo's a fairly reliable source, as Glass Crab has stuck around but is relatively low on the HP. Able to pick up that last little Krug, though.
Which is really important. It's really, really important.
Ziggs are going to continue to...
Super Mega Inferno Bomb, Ultra Mega Death Rocket, Super Mega Death Rocket. What the hell is all these names? I
absolutely have once this game mixed up Ziggs for Jinx. And that's really just on both these teams for playing them both in the same game, I would say. Baron has expired, ends up being about 2.5k on the gold lead. Soul is up in a minute 50, Baron up just slightly after that. I think TVA going to have to reevaluate their approach here for this next set of objectives.
Yeah, I think they're going to need to try to find a pick onto one of the members of Quackers. One of the Quackers, if you will, before this fight, because I think any straight 5v5 is pretty lethal at this point. Turtle is in a pretty good position to carry a fight. If they are able to pick up Turtle at the start of a fight, though, I don't think it's bad for Avalanche. If you negate the resets there, if you negate all of the damage that comes out of Jinx, it's just a matter of actually making that happen through the Milio, through the Sejuani, who can just utilize a lot of their peel spells to peel.
Yep. 4 items on this Jinx. The game plan is simple for the Quackers. It is a Protect the President comp, and they have a comp designed to do it pretty well. So the onus really is on TVA here. Sion is that big frontliner that has the easiest access onto this Jinx. You probably need to have him come down relatively soon, and not really one of those teleport in as the objective spawns type situations, but they're keeping Glass Crab up in the top lane.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's fine. Everybody's got TP, so everybody can join the fights sort of after the fact. Aurora likes a good flank angle, so a good flank ward will be really nice. A flank on the Scion is also not bad, but Scion is also so much of his team's front line that I feel like any fight without Scion is probably pretty doomed from the start.
Yep, Amelia's getting collapsed here on it. Looks like low gain going to pay the price. Gets exhausted. Not going to get hit there by the Rakan W. And now we see that Glass Crab is teleported in, but they are by themselves. Teleport coming through now from Galson as well. Uses the W now. Is holding on to the ult. No kills have come through here just yet. Sejuani Q's over the wall, and Dragon is now started up. Does Kreese go for the 50-50? If you die, it's just going to be the Baron up after as well. It's going to be the Soul picked up here, and the Jinx set coming through. Quickness gets used there by Rakan. Gets on the multiple members, but he's going to go immediately down. Turtle has to use the flash away now. There's free fighting onto Glass Crab. That's 3 members down for nothing here, and that is a double kill for the Jinx. A kill over to Galson as well. And your carries just have to meander away as that is Cloud Soul and likely a Baron for the Quackers.
Asuna and Yapamilias just not able to get much done in that fight. They were zoned off of it. They watched their teammates die pretty quickly as the Quackers pick up the soul for themselves and are starting to pick up the big purple worm as well.
Gonna go down here nice and quick. Logan gonna be able to pick up this bot lane tower. I would anticipate that we'll see those objective bounties going live here in a second for TVA off this reset with the Baron. Maybe not. Is Turtle gonna just clean up these camps as they are no longer creases. It's that time of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, no more ABCs. We're just gonna have to look for some 1-2-3s here for the side of TV Avalanche.
Now, big thing to note. Jinx did use her flash in the last fight. Rakan, Scion, Trundle, they all still have their flashes. So if they can get a good fight angle, if they see, maybe Galson in the bot wave with no TP, and they can force a fight onto these these mid laners now at this point they've played in the game, there's certainly opportunity, but the opportunity windows are closing for TVA. As Asuna maybe getting caught out here by Logan on the Mbessa, does not have the flash. Public Execution could be getting used here. You have Helding. Rakan goes over. Public Execution getting used now into the quickness, now into the dash. Going to be able to get him out. Superman Death Rocket not going to connect, but Yunara is low, and this mid lane tower is going to go down quickly.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage from Logan as the Glacial Prison goes wide and is not able to find Kreese. However, this mid lane inhibitor tower looking a little worse for the wear here.
Look at Glass Crab, though, on the flank, has an angle onto Turtle, perhaps, but Full Metal is already getting shredded out, and Glass Crab is here, goes in with the Unstoppable, going to connect there just on the Skyfalker. Ejected bodies are now live, and Logan trying to peel their way out. Galson is running. Health bars are low. You got to be so careful. The Jinx reset potentially coming through. Full Metal dashes in, but that's going to be the first reset now. Into the quick resets, and that's going to be a double kill over to the Jinx. Scion going to fall here. Flashes out in between worlds for the Aurora. Not going to be enough, but Jinx picking up a triple kill, and that should just be game number 1 here to the Quackers. Yapamilias will peel. They will try to get these minions as they can, but there's an Mbessa in their face. There are 4 members strong, pushing down the towers, and that is game number 1 over to Red Side.
That is a statement win from the Quackers here as they are able to propel themselves to victory with this beautiful scaling comp. I do think draft was a big factor in terms of how this game went, being able to pick up counter pick on both sides and also keep the Jinx safe. Just really, really effective game here from the Quackers.
Yeah, very, very solid game here. Was pretty back and forth for a lot of that game, but here just towards the end, better team fighting coming out from the Quackers, and the Jinx comp coming out strong, and that means that our predictions, unfortunately, it might be a new season, but it's the same results here for Youngster Joey. Losing out on their schmeckles here today as the Quackers is going to be picking up that victory.
Yeah, poor Youngster Joey. Ever since he became a father, his betting just really went downhill.
This is really all
Not saying it's the kid's fault.
But it can't help, right?
Yeah, I can't help. It's just a distraction.
Yeah, probably not too good at helping make parlays anyway. A whole bunch of crying and whatnot. If you're TVA, what pivots you looking to make here? Are you switching over to Red Side? Are you thinking of like maybe something like harder engage? Like what are we thinking?
I think TVA is probably best off swapping to red side. If honestly, if for no other reason than the psychological value of like, all right, let's switch sides and see what happens over there. However, I do think that Quackers being able to have those counter picks on R3 and R5 was really instrumental in helping them set up to scale with the Jinx and to keep a lot of pressure mid, keep a lot of pressure top. So I do think that being able to swap to red side and then giving Avalanche the opportunity to do so. I mean, Crab was keeping up in pace in CS with Logan for basically the entire game. If that's what happens in a really unfavorable matchup, I'd really like to see what Logan can do with counterpick.
Yeah. I think I would agree with that as well. Nice little difference here in season 15 as we actually just get to, oh, maybe we don't. I thought you just got to carry over from game to game, but I guess we'll be...
Alas, no, you need to use a different tournament code in order for all the things to work. So
Oh, I
if
see.
you are playing your LBLCS matches and you hit play again and you're not using the tournament codes for games 2 and 3, you've made Ruffian extremely unhappy.
250k on Bear, Joey. Sounds like a, well, we'll just shelve that thought, I think. Some things are better
Yeah,
left
I mean,
unsaid.
it's a 49% win rate in 500 games kind of moment.
That being said, has been killing it in there. I think they had a really good week 1. Now as the top laner for the Henchmen. I'm sure you're excited that they are back in the actual name, not lying to themselves anymore.
God. Yeah, not pretending to be something they're not. It's the henchman. You're gonna be the henchman forever. You may as well lean into it.
And now
I'm pretty sure him was overruled on that one, so I really feel for him.
Yeah. And now they're officially...
Duolingo Owl has redeemed Bear facts with Bear. I gave a fact about my profession last time, which is that anger is an emotion. It's your turn to give a fact from your profession.
Oh, and so my fact, I have to think about my profession because it's just like,
Right.
Let me try and dig and think of like a fact that's not going to reveal too much.
I'll vamp a little bit to give you the opportunity. I think, the thing to note here from Avalanche was that they had a lot of really good opportunities. I think Full Metal was able to provide a lot of engage potential, a lot of peel potential on the Rakan. And so I think that like keeping some agency on Full Metal might be really helpful for Avalanche here. I am curious to see what happens if we give Glass Crab and Yapamilius counterpick, because again, like both of them were even or substantially ahead in CS in counterpicked matchups. So I think that there can be some value from these solo laners here that was untapped on the draft on the blue side, and Avalanche indeed selected red side for game 2. So we'll start to be able to see what they do with R3 and R5.
Yeah, let me switch this over here. We will come here and do a little bit of switch around here. Oh, it's not showing the right one. We'll fix that in here just a second. Let me switch our logos around so you can see the game 1 comps. If you're tuning in late, that was the the drafts. Those champions all off the table now as LBLCS is now fearless. So no Yunara, no Jinx, no Mbessa. Gonna be seeing some new picks coming out here. And I know that Yunara, one of those, kind of one thing that I was telling them heading into the series was like, hey, if you pick Yunara on 1, then you don't have to ban it the rest of the night, because it was something that was being talked about as a ban. So now they don't have to worry about it. So silver lining there for TVA.
Absolutely. And that takes 2 of the like most prominent AD carries out of the potential pool, right? Like, I mean, Jinx has been a staple of comp for, I mean, like my entire duration in LBLCS. And then Yunara coming in as one of those really effective AD carries for the competitive scene. Now both of those are gone. And so the ADCs are going to have to look deeper into the pool, get a little bit more creative, and probably show us a little bit more of what they like.
I think one thing you could definitely see here is a B1 Varus coming out for the Quackers. GGG Turtle. Now back to the ADC role, where I think they are and this is no shade to their top lane gameplay, but I think
Mm.
I think they are better as an AD carry. They just kind of play the fights out, a little more consistently. There's no lethality Vi that can be played in the bot lane.
Right.
It's really just like a lot of things are good in their favor in the bot lane. So they played the Jinx out really well there that last game. We'll see. Maybe they go the Varus, maybe they go the Sivir, and Turtle just already in the chat. Yeah, like you've got a series to play. What are we doing here? Get back in your team call and lock in for draft. But what's up?
I mean, I really appreciate, a little bit of exploration when it comes to picking things. The other day, I picked Orianna support.
Oh.
Halo Blades, gotta. And Rengar support. So, I won't say what happened after that, but...
Let's, as it doesn't look like we're quite ready for draft here just yet. How those games go, out of curiosity?
Oh, I mean, like it's a little bit thing here as, I'm saying our stream just so that, they started draft. Would you believe it? All right. Couple of Quackers here with blue one bands. We're going to start to see how they want to make things happen, and they remove the Veigar from the table.
Yeah, unfortunately, my chat is not working here for the night, so you are my my middleman for the teams here, because I didn't actually realize it wasn't working. But we're here in the draft, seeing a lot of the similar picks here, or similar bans. We'll see if the Sivir gets banned out here, because that was taken away by, I believe, yep, the Quackers did take it off. So curious if, no, these guys are just blitzing through this. Curious first pick here.
Oh,
there is the Varus. Yep, no time to predict.
Wow, they TVA banned like 3 of my favorite supports. Orianna, Jarvan, Braum. Oh wow, a Zyra in response is Zyra Caitlyn.
Oh, they're
if that's a Zyra, I think it's Zyra support. I think that's like one of a camp's like main champions.
Yep, it's a little takeaway.
I don't even know what I'm gonna do here if I'm a camped and I'm looking at Zyra Caitlyn. Well, apparently they just picked Karma, so you could do that.
Yep, sure can. It's looking like a pretty, last game there was a lot of directed camp towards the top side. I think this bot lane is gonna be nice and scrappy here early, and we're gonna get a Rek'Sai in the jungle.
Yeah, Rek'Sai is a champ that can make a lot happen gank-wise. I haven't really seen it get picked up. It's sort of fallen out of favor in, comparison to some of the other... the Rel pickup here. So pivoting Zyra into the jungle.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rel jungle no longer a thing. May Riot bring her back to her rightful place in the jungle? That does mean it is gonna be Zyra jungle, which is still fun. It's just it's a different kind of fun. You have to
the jungle.
All you do is clear, and that is about it. Ari gonna be banned away again. The Ornn taken off the table. We'll see if they continue this mid lane prio. Pinch the pool of Galsum here a little bit. Yeah, technically it could be Rek'Sai top. Technically it could be Rel top.
What if the world was made of pudding?
I don't even have a possible answer to that question. Now I'm just thinking of like, instead of like the ocean, I'm just thinking of like a giant like vat of like vanilla pudding. Like that's what's entered my mind. Maybe I'd go in the water at the beach if it was
Now you're making me hungry.
Well, at least it's not.
Do you not
soupy,
go
right?
Do you not go in the water at the beach?
No, it's a whole thing. Joey's gonna bring it up in the chat, I'm sure. No, I'm a beach chair enthusiast. Kind of taking the scenery.
You can do 2 things though.
Well, yeah, but the problem is like once you get wet, you stay wet, right? It's just like
that's a pause.
I'm on a roll here tonight.
1-0 for Quackers here. Arctic. The TVA have selected red side and try to switch up, see what's happening here. They're able to get counter pick support, which is not looking too terrible. They have to blind mid on R4 here. And the Renekton blind for Quackers is a classic. And then we'll see what Galson starts to think of in response to the Hui.
Yeah, Renekton, I feel like, is the quintessential top laner, and that's not because I used to be a one-trick back in 2019. I think it provides a lot of value to the team, has that early game presence, can play around the grubs, and then can kind of, hand off the reins to the carries later in the game and just be a stun bot. It's going to be Renekton Talia, and we'll see what the answer here in the top lane is for Glass Crab.
Renekton one trick, Sejuani one trick. You just like them big and beefy. The Talia is a good pickup here into the Rel. Being able to throw down the pebbles, really, it stops the Rel engage entirely. As the Yorick is the R5 counter pick here for TVA.
So my concern, I guess, is I see a lot of strong early picks on the side of the Quackers, and that to me just kind of puts them on like a ticking time bomb where they have to make those early proactive plays and they have to stay early and proactive, because if they fall behind, they don't have, like a Jinx, they don't have a Zeri or an Azir to kind of like bail them out. You know what I mean? It's like if they fall behind early, it's going to be a pretty uphill battle to climb. And on that other side, who is killing Yorick if they fall behind, or if Yorick is able to get ahead? That is a scary proposition. So those are kind of my first thoughts. What are you seeing here? As I'll get the predictions live.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Quackers are in the position that Avalanche was last time, where you just have to win and then keep winning, and then you win the game. I do think that there are some opportunities for the Quackers to pivot a little bit in order to build, in order to kill the Yorick here. The only thing that I can really think of is AP Varus, which I think is a bit of a stretch, but I think could potentially work if you're really suffering on the Yorick. However, I do think the poke is going to be pretty necessary in order to keep fights from going incredibly poorly, and to keep TVA in a position where if Renekton are able to get onto them, if Rek'Sai is able to get onto them, Caitlyn and Hui are just in really lethal spots here. On the other side, we have Avalanche, who has a ton of team fight ability with the Rel and the Zyra. The Caitlyn with the range being a big lane bully there, up against the Quackers with the Karma Varus lane, looking for a little bit of poke there. So I expect to see a lot more action this game, especially with the Rek'Sai pickup.
Yeah, Rek'Sai, one of those picks, you have got to be proactive. You have got to be making stuff happen early on, because you are, as far as the scaling, definitely not a reptile. I'll put it that way. Not going to be super impactful late. The pressure's on for Skyfalker. Going to be in the Zyra jungle, who alternatively is going to be just clearing up a storm, having the tempo advantage, especially if those ganks go poorly. Kreese can invade on the Zyra and just kind of vacuum up 3 quadrants, and that's be awfully hard for blue side to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, ABC goes especially crazy when you're able to make it happen on the opposite side of the map too. And again, it's going to be one of those situations where Zyra wants to try to keep farming up a shitload of camps. Bot lane with Full Metal and Kreese is going to be wanting to try to keep the pressure on. Rek'Sai is going to be looking to try to get as many ganks off in the early game as possible, especially with the Renekton, especially with the Talia, who both have really good gank setup. I am not expecting us to see another game where First Blood happens at like 16 minutes.
Absolutely not. Congratulations, Cuddle Bear, for hitting Masters and Flex, by the way. I see that we are flaunting that in chat. I heard that you were being held down by your teammates to the best of their abilities last night, though. So I'm glad that you were able to overcome and persevere through the shenanigans. Heard there was a Vayne jungle at one point.
The Vungle?
That's just what the rumor mill was saying. Yeah, just again, there was a whole bunch of bad stuff that I heard. But no, apparently Cuddle had a 1v9 Bard. I'd kill to see that.
Yeah, I had a 1v9 Bard as well. It just opposite direction is what you want. So that's what we call tragic. I said like I had something to say. I suppose I was just sort of relying on having something to say after that, but I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, sometimes silence says more than any words could. As taking a look at these predictions, how are we faring? We have got one predictor so far, just on TVA. I'd gamble. Wow. I'd gamble if I could, but if I predict, then that means I can't pay out. Well, we might dabble anyway. We'll see.
Well, I mean, I can always pay out the prediction, right? So
that's
free to gamble.
Oh, I see. That's a great point. Or wait, it's actually not giving me an option to predict. Let me try on this side. We'll throw some schmeckles around if it lets me.
Gotta throw those little schmecks around as the betting is starting to increase here. Highly recommend it. We saw a really dominant performance from the couple of Quackers out for game 1, but with plenty of signs of life from TVA. So either side is a decent enough bet to just go all in.
Yeah, as we are into our spectator delay, got about 3 minutes on the clock. Again, this is a little bit of an interesting series. You know, a Camp, Turtle, Galson, they all used to play under TV under Arcana. If those who've been around for a little bit remember the commercial finalists back in season 11. Some of them went on to greater places. Some of them got stuck playing with myself and Papa Doge and Youngster Joey. But now this season, they're doing a little bit of a reunion tour. They got the other two, or they got 2 more of the Arcana members as subs. Luffy, you know, who knows where Luffy's at these days? Probably drinking mayo or like something obscene. But yeah, that's just a little bit interesting that their first matchup is against their former Ord counterparts in Avalanche, who had some signs of life in game 1. I think it was pretty close up until about that Baron play. And then Baron into the resets, into the Dragon. You just find yourself in a pretty tough spot to come back from. But I believe in Avalanche, they will storm back here in game number 2, potentially, although my predictions might say otherwise. I'm really just playing both sides. That way I can't lose.
True. I mean, that's a pretty guaranteed way to never lose. Yeah, I think Skyfalker stealing Baron in that last game was like the moment where like it was a bit of an inflection point. Like after that, it was incredibly difficult for TVA to come back because it was like, I think it was like Baron and then Dragon and then Otacon after that, or maybe there was a Dragon Otacon play earlier and it just stacked on top of that. I do think if TVA was able to pick up that Baron and able to win the 50-50 or more effectively keep the Sejuani out of pit, then I think that game would have looked very differently. And we might even still be in it. However, my bedtime is happy that the game went the way that it did because we've got about 30 seconds left on the clock as we tick, tick, tick into game 2. Match point for the couple of Quackers.
Yeah, I'm getting used to, because usually on Spectator Delay in the past, it's always been around like the 20-second mark. It'll just like automatically load you in. But now it's actually ticking the entire timer down here. As I guess I could have been doing this the entire time. We will switch over our overlay here as it's season 15-1-0. And we will tab out for just a moment so we can switch these pictures around. Again, people get really mad if you don't do this. We will put Avalanche over here, the Quackers up here, and switch around our names. Give us just a second here, chat, and we will be Nice and good to go.
What's your in-game time?
I'm tabbing back in. I'm at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
You're good.
Okay, perfect. Get these time controls out. Think I got it all set up correctly there on the side. Very much on the fly. And yeah, 1-0 here for the Quackers. And this time, no 5-man invade. Just going to play a little bit safer. We are seeing both bot laners on this bot side.
Yep, pretty standard 5-point adjacent start here. We did see Kreese drop an early ward over on his blue side jungle, and then back for a sweeper. So potentially going to look for a player, potentially going to look to try to clear whatever ward comes up. Maybe that one in the Raptor pit there.
Yep. So we'll eventually be spotted out on these Raptors. My eyes are going to be on Skyfalker here. You have to be early. You have to be proactive with the Rek'Sai. Certainly one of those champions where you can clear one side of your map and then look to make a gank. You know, a little bit of a drive-by action, maybe in the mid lane. Hui, pretty immobile. Definitely look for like a seismic shove into a Rek'Sai knockup. Burn that flash early. Burn it often. Because that's what Rek'Sai is there to do.
Yep. Skyfalker has the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game in their hand. They're going to really be the one to hit. The pressure's on them to dictate the pace for how this goes.
Yeah. And like I said going in, I expect that we'll be watching a lot of the spot lane. I think there's going to be a lot of action. You know, Kate, Rel, Xayah, or Varus, Karma, they're going to want to get the poke off. Red side going to look to engage or catch out maybe the Karma out of position. Top lane, can't imagine it's going to be that interesting to watch. It is a Yorick at the end of the day. But Direct-to-Cam loves their top lane action.
Yeah, I mean, Renekton's a classic lane bully. I'm pretty certain that this lane matchup doesn't necessarily go in Yorick's favor until a little bit later. But I mean, it's looking like a good start to the game. Nothing crazy happening so far. Everybody just trying to see us up and try to get some gold in their pockets.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan getting the early shove, has that level 3 advantage. Now the cage is available for Glass Crab if they so choose, but I don't think.
Look at Skyfalker.
Skyfalker is here on the
Down
bot side, gets there behind Asuna.
One burrow.
Is able to get on top of the cape, but the net comes through. Rel able to disengage as well. Now the Ignite comes through on Skyfalker, who actually has to flash out. And that's first blood over to Full Metal. And now Full Metal able to get the engage there onto a camp, who gets hit up there by the Q as well. Xayah is here. Xayah has cleared all their camps, and they could look to come down here and make a counter gank of their own. We'll see if they can get it off. They are looking. Direct-to-Cam doesn't want to show it to us. We see Xayah able to force the flash of the Varus. Karma is now stuck. Dodges away from the Rel Q. Not able to dodge the Rel Q, though. Full Metal having a flash. Not able to pick up the kill is Turtle, and health bars are super low, but no one can continue this fight here. And look to be able to all walk it out here. Varus has to force out the flash from Kreese as well. Everyone's flashes are down, but it ends up being 1-0 in favor of the red side.
The right side would indeed be TV Avalanche, who are able to pick up first blood off of an attempted gank from Skyfalker there. I think going on to Asuna, Turtle and a camp just weren't in position to follow up on that immediately, and so it was a little delayed there. So Flash gets burned pretty readily over here in the mid lane.
Yeah, and that is that benefit of the Rek'Sai, just making those early plays, forcing out the flashes, which so far they've gotten the Rels and they've gotten the Huis, and the Xayahs, although they didn't really have too much to do with that one.
True.
Going to have to look to make those repeat plays. To answer chat's question, this is our tax haven league. This is probably around like your plat-ish average. Maybe got a couple of emeralds trickled in, maybe a couple of golds, but roughly around platinum player base.
A lot of hurt coming out from the Varus here.
Logan
takes Crab, but Logan looking for a dive. Wow.
Does a lot of damage, and now Glass Crab is going to have to get off a reset because Renekton can and will kill you under your turret. Gonna see
And
Asuna.
won't even care.
Nope, won't care. Not even the slightest bit. Asuna pretty low here. Hasn't gotten a reset off, nor has Full Metal. Nor has the bot lane for Quackers, to be fair.
So everybody hanging out down here with these low health bars. Kreese is in a better position to try to make something happen down here, and I really feel like should be looking for this bot lane play. I do think that it could work, but goes to the Grump. ABC. Can't go wrong.
True, indeed. Forcing the flash
Ooh.
of Galison is Yapamilias going to use that ultimate, which has a really cool name that I cannot think of at the moment. It's like Whirling Despair or something to that effect. But it's going to be another flash burn.
Spiraling Despair.
Spiraling Despair, that is it. Very cool. Very cool name indeed. There's a lot of cool alt names for sure. And we'll see if Rek'Sai looks to force this dragon. W gets used there by Glass Crab. Traps Rek'Sai in the cage. Logain goes in, uses the dominance, but the maiden has been popped there as well. Yorick still has the flash. Q comes up, and it's going to be a solo bolo up here for Renekton and make it a double kill onto the maiden.
Wow. Crab in this counter pick matchup ends up going down, holding flash. I maybe just underestimated the damage coming out from the crocodile here. But that is a huge pickup for Logain on the top lane.
Yeah, it's definitely tough in that counter matchup, and giving over the solo kill going to make it a little bit tougher up here on the top side as Logain now picks up 1 plate, make it 2. Gonna have a nice gold lead over Glass Crab here early.
Yeah, oh my god, it's a 1,000 gold lead. That is crazy. It's 20 CS lead, it's a kill. It's turret plates, it's just so good. And a lot of hurt onto Glass Crab again. Logain is just having a really good time up here in this top lane. Just putting up a really good performance.
I think that honestly is better for Glass Crab though, because if Renekton gets the reset off, the hurt is going to be that much more impactful. Because he's going to be able to go spend that gold, and he is able to get that reset off. So Logain going to come back. Actually goes for the opposite approach. Not getting more offense, but getting a whole lot more defense with those plated steel caps.
Yeah, and the move speed, I think, to keep him catching up to the Yorick and staying on top of the Yorick is also a pretty underrated element of just picking up an early set of boots, especially in a melee v melee matchup.
Yeah, we will see Grubs spawn up here on the top side, and Kreese is here. We'll take these awfully quickly. But not Skyfalker has anything to say about it. Does have that flash back up. I'm just noticing they went Grass of the Undying, which I am no Rek'Sai player, but I am not sure that is the keystone of choice.
Yeah, that doesn't sound quite right to me. But a little extra tankiness. Grasp has a pretty cool sound effect as Kreese looks to take this third grub here, but Skyfalker wants to say, "Ooh!"
Able to steal it away, and Zyra does not have the flash just yet. They are trapped in the pit. They do get 2, so they will get the feet progress, but they will not get all the little grubbies. And we're now going to see Kreese meander their way over to the bot side.
Yeah, looks like they just want to go straight for a dragon. They were able to pick up 2 of the Void Grubs, which is going to be really effective for the Yorick come late game. Or come like sort of like that mid game area where we're at like 1.5 to 2.5 items. Yorick can split push really effectively. As Full Metal has a pretty crazy flank over here.
Yeah, getting connected onto Karma. Does a lot of damage with the flash. Follow through flash there by Karma. Zara is on this dragon, so a little bit of split call here coming out from TVA. Metal able to get out, but now Asuna maybe going to pay for it a little bit. Mantra Q not going to be able to get up the root, but it is going to be a flash out from Asuna. A dragon picked up there by the Zyra, and a nearly dead Yorick, but not quite.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a good look from Full Metal. Had a really strong going here as the Dominus comes out for Logain. Oh no.
Wait, there's actually a bit of an outplay with the flash out, forcing the Renekton to follow through flash, and that is absolutely massive there from Glass Crab. Picks up that gigantic wave. That would have actually have been game losing if you lose those 2 waves and the kill plus the plate. What a play there from Glass Crab.
Wow. I mean, like, that is so, I mean, like you said, all of those minions, all of that experience and the gold is so crucial for the Yorick there. So that is a slight misplay from Logain there, which turns into a pretty rapid swing of the lane. Maybe not all the way back in favor of Glass Crab, but certainly makes lane a lot easier.
Yeah, now has that fully completed Iceborne Gauntlet. Shout out to Zach's TTV with the Prime subscription. Subscribe for 6 months. You've been around for a long time. You know the deal. You're going to head over to the Denny's, knock on the dumpster. Todd's going to let you in the back door. Pancakes, as always, will be on us.
Yeah, I feel like Zach's TTV, I feel like I want to hang out with that guy. I feel like he seems like a pretty chill guy to hang out with, so.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just because you subscribe to the low-budget LCS, and truly, if you're not subscribed to the low-budget LCS, what are you doing? Kolhira picks up the same thing, but Skyfalker trying to make something happen in the top lane.
And now we're actually going to the bot side where Mantra not going to connect. Glass Crab gets ulted by the Rek'Sai under tower. Does Renekton have the stun? No, they do not. Skyfalker taking up a couple of tower shots, trying to make it happen. Not going to be able to. Ends up being a living Yorick. And maybe this play of the bot lane will now commence.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted more action. We're getting more action. It's just not always translating into kills. It feels like we're leaving a lot of health bars very, very low. Kreese ends up taking the long way. The Shattering Strike misses from Full Metal, so no stun there.
Yeah, we were expecting there to be more kills, which, to be fair, there have been more kills. Anything more than 0 is good, as Roots does not connect their Rel, Q not going to connect their W connecting, and now the Chains of Corruption into the Assassination. Turtle outplaying the 3v2, and as soon as Low has no mana, flash in there from Turtle, gonna maybe pick up a double kill on this Varus, and there it is. Shit. All we had to do is say there wasn't enough kills.
Yeah, I mean, Turtle wants to make things happen, and makes things happen. Blows the flash there, and by the way, is going the AP build. So is looking for the ability to just ult Yorick, press WQ, kill him.
Knowing Turtle, this doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Not at all.
Gold lead slightly in favor of the Quackers. I'm not loving how with, I don't know if you've noticed, but with the new patch that came through, it doesn't actually tell you when the objectives are like a minute away, like the little, what do you call it? The little hourglass that you
little
spawn.
Hourglasses?
It's not there anymore. Which
yeah, I miss the hourglasses.
I do too. As Glass Crab getting hit up here pretty badly by the Renekton. Now on that Eclipse.
Yeah, you Renekton just beating up on the maiden there. Letting him touch a maiden like that, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But what choice do you have? It's Renekton.
Mm-hmm. Actually is stealing his maiden and can't do a damn thing about it. W gonna connect there by a camped onto Full Metal. Definitely would like to see some fighting around this dragon again. The Quackers are kind of at their strong point right now. You know, they have the goal lead, they have item complete by the Varus. You're close on the Talia. Got to be very close on the Rek'Sai, and Yapamelius might not be long for the world. Size shove not connect there, and they are going to be able to
get out.
Has to flash away though after the fact.
Yeah, having the flash, keeping him safety. Rap Drow said, I'm going to pronounce it phonetically, expressing a little bit of disappointment about Rek'Sai not pathing top to drive Yorick on repeat. You know, and that's sort of what we were talking about. Skyfalker had a lot of opportunities to try to make things happen. In Skyfalker's defense, Logain was making a lot happen without any help at all, as the second dragon of the game looks like it's going to be headed over to the side of Quackers.
Yeah, Talia flash does get burned there as well, so both mid laners are now sitting without a flash. You can see Rek'Sai was trying to make things happen, and they're burning flashes, but they haven't necessarily translated to kills or kill participation. And Kreese on the Zyra leading the jungle CS by quite a bit, up, you know, about 40
spotted
CS,
out on this.
but now might be getting caught out here has the flash, but they are trapped in the pit. Full Metal not able to connect there with the Q. Logan is here with the slice, with the dice into the W, going to have to force out the flash over the wall. Rel goes in with the Magnet Storm onto the Renekton. Now Skyfall gets low, that has to use their flash as well. Way doing so much damage here. Glass Crab trying to kill off Logan here, has the flash here, does so much healing there with the Q, with the empowered Q, goes in with the flash, not able to get the slice dice off, able to get so much damage here from Logan, who is just outplaying. Skyfalker goes in with the ultimate flash, forced out there by Glass Crab, and now no one has died in this play. Riftio rather is going to be picked up there by Kreese. Kill goes over onto the row, and the seismic shove getting in there onto Kreese, has no flash, and that will be another kill gifted over as well. Give it over to the Rek'Sai, ends up being a 2-for-0. Can they make it a third onto Yapamilias? I don't believe so, but that is going to be the feats of warfare over to the Quackers.
Yeah, I mean, the Quackers are really just
Chains of Corruption actually. Barrier gets used there. Asuna just gets 1v1 by Turtle. Gets the fear off onto a camp. Skyfalker running under the tower. Actually taking up a couple tower shots. Bit off a little bit more than you could chew. And Galson's going to fall as well. So Yapamilias picks up a 2-for-1. But the bot towers is going to fall as well.
Misses out on that cannon wave, but able to pick up 2 kills. I feel like that might be worth it for Yapamilias there, who might have to be the saving grace for their team. As the Quackers are looking to pick up, they've got about a 2,000 gold lead right now, and are looking to try to take this game.
Yeah, right now, gold lead 2,000 in favor of the blue side. Definitely in a sweet spot for them. They weren't able to pick up the Rift Herald, but they were able to get several kills. Their Varus is very strong now. And the gold really is just on this way after that double kill essentially they picked up. And Hui has no flash for at least another minute, so is a vulnerable target.
Yeah, I think is like the target, right? Like if the Hui has the couple of kills, has the full Seraphs, which should keep safe in a large majority of circumstances. Trying to get that pick onto the Hui, I think is going to be really crucial as Turtle walks in.
Walks in, not going to get a whole lot out of it. We are going to see maybe a little bit of a lull here. Dragon up in 2 minutes. Would be second dragon for either side. It is an Infernal on the agenda for today. I don't think it's anyone's favorite soul these days. Once upon a time, but it has fallen off a bit.
And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you fall off.
It's true.
And then you just gotta, sometimes you get knocked down and you get up again because nothing's ever gonna keep you down.
Gotta be careful. Gonna get us a copyright strike if you keep that one up.
I keep my pacing pretty okay there.
Mm-hmm. But like the pitch was flawless. As the cage not going to be able to connect there onto Logain. The Maiden trying to hit back. Not going to get a whole lot out though. As we're seeing some jockeying for vision. Q not going to connect with a flash force out there by Metal on to a camp with a Chains of Corruption. Now going to connect. Ooh. Going to delete the Rel here. Rampage now here. God. Skyfalker caught in a bad spot. Using the Unstoppable onto Kreese, who is going to fall here as well. Double seismic shove there from Galson. Kreese is down. Asuna is low. Can they pick up a kill in response? I keep saying Papamilias. It's like Italian in my mind or something. But now we're back to the top side. Logain and Glass Crab. There's nothing happening here. Ends up being 2 kills for nothing over to the blue side.
Yeah, Papamilias has to say arrivederci to his teammates there as Galson hits a pretty sick seismic shove. Try to pick up some more kills. And Turtle deletes Rel.
That's the pain of AP Varus, that the Blight with the Q just does so much damage. Is a lot of tools down for this dragon, so I would have to imagine it is going to be in favor of the Quackers if they so choose to. And with Varus, though, getting a little bit of a late reset, they're going to be walking into TVA potentially. Yeah,
I think the reset timers for these types of fights are a little bit more important than people give them credit for. Being able to get the vision line first, being able to keep that aggression going, being able to get the item advantages back. I think it's just so important to be able to try to make that happen, especially if you're the ones in control of the game and who need to stay in control of the game.
Yeah, Rift Herald going to crack this mid-turret, so that is a little bit of a reward over to Avalanche. But with this dragon up, mid-shove coming out here for the Quackers, it's going to be hard for them to contest it. And the Atacon is also on that bot side as well. As a camp getting hit up there by the Spiraling Despair does a lot of damage. Do they look to continue the fight? Skyfalker and Galson heading down towards this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I like the attempted pick onto a camp there, but you spend a lot of tools. I really do feel like Avalanche is not utilizing their terrain control as much as they could. So with the Caitlyn traps, with the Zyra ult, with the Zyra plants, with the Yorick cage, I really feel like they have a lot of terrain control, and if they get to an objective first, like they had the opportunity to on that dragon, and they're able to set up ahead of time, put traps down, put Yorick cages down, get some Zyra seeds in the right spot, you know, being able to prevent the Quackers from walking in, I really feel like that ends up being a really effective setup for them. And so they may be able to utilize some of their kits to be able to try to come from behind here.
Yeah, they're going to try and hold this mid lane as best they can. Again, they are down just a little bit in gold as Logan going to continue to wail on to this York. But with that really full defensive build they're going, the trades are starting to slowly go in favor of the Yorick as they get caught in the cage, get a little bit of damage back off. And now that main just being nice and annoying.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I have no idea how Yorick Maiden works. Just not a clue at all. I know it's there. I know you can command it, but I also know that you can't really command it.
So
I don't know.
You can, well, and maybe it changed with like the rework I think that happened a while back. But like last I played Yorick, you could like when you pop it, it like sticks by your side, and then you can press R again to like basically let it go. You know, unleash it on the map, and it'll just kind of like just do its own thing. Flash in there from Turtle with the Chains Corruption.
Oh my god,
not
Turtle.
going to connect. Turtle is feeling himself, but that is just going to end up being a flash for nothing. But Asuna does take a lot of damage, so maybe not for nothing, as they are potentially going to get this mid lane turret for it.
Yeah. Oh.
And there goes Caitlyn.
There goes Asuna. Yeah, I mean, with the Varus and Karma, they have so much long-range ability. Karma is going damage here, so ended up picking up the Malignance. Ends up going the Zazax to just put a little extra damage there.
Oh,
and,
Flash in there with
exactly
the Magnet Storm.
Full metal.
Yeah, Pop Amelia's going to try and do the damage that they can. Skyfalker goes out with the Spiraling Despair. Not going to be able to be picked up there. Almost in with the ultimate. They are down. Double kill here over to Kreese. Logan is here 1v4 and trying to do the best they can, but they are going to flash in. Weaver's walking through from Galson. Zones off the entire team, so Renekton will survive. But what a play there for TVA, picking up 2 big kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you wanted to have happen. Full Metal finds a great engage. Papa Melios finds a big snare. We'll just cover all of our bases there. And then the teleport from Logain getting matched by the TP from Crab means that Quackers are not able to try to make a numbers advantage translate into a fight. And
yeah, massive plays there all around. Gold lead is now just about even. We'll see at this dragon here in 2 minutes if TVA are feeling like they can contest it. Of course, Rel will not have the flash, but most importantly, probably, neither will this Varus, who did go down there. Shutdown was picked up, I believe, by the Zyra, and that is going to be a little tough to deal with. Logan goes in with their abilities.
Ooh, Kreese.
Kreese is around. Slice and Dice does get used there.
Oh, it does want it. Oh, it doesn't want it.
Does not want. It's like, you know, the flower being picked back and forth.
I want the gank. I don't want the gank. I want the gank. I don't want the gank. Just letting us sit in suspense there. It's unfortunate.
Logain really hasn't been able to get too much more progress done in this top side, despite, you know, kind of being up for quite a while. As they're actually taking a couple of tower shots here. Has to be a little bit careful. The Maiden is slowly wearing him down. Still going to survive.
I mean, sometimes the Maidens slowly wear me down too, right? I mean, hard to really blame the man for that. I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to pick on a build, which is, you know, an LBLCS classic here.
Yep.
I don't think the Yorick build is fantastic. I think there should have been a Bramble Vest picked up to deny some of that healing, which is usually what ends up winning Renekton a lot of those fights, or at least keeping them very close. And then sacrificing a lot of damage also means you sacrifice a lot of damage onto the towers, which is a really strong component of Yorick's ability to make something happen in the game. Now, you want to know the best part of me saying all of this? The best part of me saying all of this is that I play support. I don't know shit. I don't know fuck, even. So I have no authority to be able to critique like this. However, I did say it with a very authoritative tone.
Those are the
I said it with really effective pauses. You know, I really think that, you know, people should just listen to me without really giving it much thought in terms of whether or not I actually have the ethos required to be able to make these arguments.
That's really just public speaking at its core, right? It's really about how you convey the message and not, you know, what the message is. I believe it full-heartedly. And I do think maybe I get wanting the Iceborne for, like, the defensiveness, but the Hollow Radiance, like, that has the Bammy Cinder, and I feel like you're not really getting a whole lot out of that component. So I'm curious on it. We'll see if they look to fight this dragon. They've been trying this mid lane turret for about 10 minutes here. They've been trying to whale it down, but it's so hard into Yapamelias with this wave clear.
The wave clear.
Ooh.
Wow. And the Talia wave clear, which has no quippy name that you can associate with it.
No, not quite. Dragon, Logan goes in with the Dominus, gets rooted up there immediately, though. Kreese having to run away. Shattering Strike is going to connect, but now Logan is in only on the
Logan
realm.
wants it so bad.
Spiraling Despair, Magnet Storm, Zyra ult, so many abilities coming through. Rek'Sai goes in, able to kill the Rel. Seismic shove there onto the way. As I am
Split fight.
dying here a little bit. Way gets caught, and Caitlyn is low. Zyra is zoned out, and that is going to be 2-0, and potentially the dragon, but Yorick is able to pick up the top lane turret on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, Quackers able to pick up a couple of kills onto Yapamelias, onto Full Metal, a little bit onto you there as well. Left you a little too stunned to speak. I get it. Happens to me too.
It was a
yeah. I mean, this is good. Good look from Logan there to try to make something happen, popping the Dominus, and then Skyfalker following up to get the kill onto Yapamelios, and then end up getting the kill onto Full Metal as well.
Yeah, I think what unfortunately happened there is I had tried to take a swig of water before that team fight started, and then it just kind of, you know, the classic like goes down the wrong pipe type situation. And so we're trying to talk and like not cough, and so then it just ended up being like a near death type experience. That's essentially where we were at. All in all, pretty good fight there for the Quackers. They pick up their third dragon, stacking those Infernals now on Soul Point. Baron on the map, Atacon also on the map, and we've got Yorick down here on this bot side.
I'm glad you made it out of that treacherous situation, Goat. Galson forced to flash away from Crab, but Skyfucker is here. Seeks with the Hunter Killer Missile, whatever it is. That's from TFT. Hang on a second.
Dominus has been popped there by Renekton. Now the Spiraling Despair way, try to buy as much time as they can. This is a shutdown Renekton. They are going to get a lot of damage off here. Shattering Strike has not been able to connect. Ace in the hole, not going to do a whole lot. Mag Storm with a flash rather there from the Rel into the Mag Storm. Can they give him this kill? Shutdown over to the Zyra, who has been collecting all of these shutdowns. But on the other side, the Atacon is just going to get swept up here. We'll see if TVA is able to answer with a Baron.
Starting up the Baron there. Otacon getting taken is going to give a lot of power. Gauss is taking a base here. I don't even think they know that Baron is happening. Although they can probably suss it out now that they see Glass Crab TPing in. But I think it's too late for them to do anything, but Galson disagrees.
Yeah, Teleport coming in from the Talia on the other side of the map. W going to connect there onto Glass Crab, but Talia maybe wanted to run this one out there. As looks like everyone should be able to get out here just fine. Ends up being the Baron for Atacon trade. And we'll have to see what TVA looks to do with that Baron to see if it was worth.
I feel like the value of shutdowns on Zyra is huge. Right? Like being able to get plants down, being able to get the I don't remember what it's called, something growth, grasping growth, wild growth is something different. Stranglethorns, not even called growth anything. Being able to get the Stranglethorns down, doing a ton of damage, the Bloodletter's Curse, the Leandri's Torment, these things really going to be able to make Kreese do a lot of hurt, and then the Rylai is getting picked up as well. It's just such an irritating item, even if it's not, you know, the biggest damage item or the most offensive item. It's irritating.
It certainly is irritating. Chains of Corruption was fished there by the Varus, not able to connect. We'll see if they can maybe crack maybe this bot turret as Logan goes in, use the dominance on Kreese, who is taking a lot of damage. The knock up there from the Zyra R is able to connect there. Shattering Strike now does connect with the Rel W into the kill onto this Caitlyn. Glass Crab is on the other side. Skywalker coming in by with the flank. Seismic Shove going to connect there onto the York, and they are going to eventually kill this York. It's going to take them some time, though. They're showing up to make it a not fair 3v1. Skyfalker goes in with the ultimate, able to pick up that kill. But look at this mid lane. Yap, Amelius, and Full Metal are pushing. They should be able to pick up this turret with the help of the Baron.
Yep, Galson wants to try to make something happen here. Emilios is here, but this is a 1v2 for Galson.
Is stuck in a rough spot with the Weaver's Wall, going to take up a lot of damage. Spiraling Despair by the Hui onto the Talia. Not going to be enough there, and that's going to be a kill by Turtle. And now the flash in from Turtle, trying to get the kill onto Kreese, forcing out the flash of the Zyra. I think I've seen more aggressive Varus flashes than defensive ones this game.
Well, I mean, that's saying that you've seen any offensive Varus flashes at all. I don't think I've seen him use flash backwards just even once. But that's Turtle. I mean, that's what we expect from the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. He is a aggressive player through and through. Dragon up here in a minute. That is a big cooldown, though. You will not have Rel Flash. You will not have Varus Flash. You will not have Zyra Flash. Really no flash across the board outside of your beefy boys. Well, at least on the Quackers side. TVA is looking a little bit healthier in that department. All in all, not a ton gained from the Baron. Just that mid lane turret.
I mean, in a lot of ways, the Baron stops the bleeding, right? Like, you take Baron, you get gold in your pockets, you give yourself a little bit of pushing advantage, but more than anything else, you make it so that they can't take Baron. Right?
True.
Which really gives you, buys you a lot of breathing room to try to make things happen, try to get picks on side lanes, get another couple shutdowns, get some gold into Caitlyn's pockets. The Cyrilda's Grudge third on Yorick?
There's the damage you were asking for. Well, maybe not the damage you were asking for, but it's the damage you got.
And you know what? Sometimes the real damage is the friends you've made along the way.
Mid lane going to be shoved out here by the Renekton. Asuna trying to catch it as well, but that means that they're going to be late to this fight. Chains of Corruption is going to connect there onto the Zyra. Rek'Sai goes in. Zanya's gets used there. And now we got ourselves a full-blown team fight. Skyfalker takes a ton of damage here. Just gets absolutely deleted. Rel has zoned off everybody, but they are going to fall. Logan goes out.
Oh, wow.
Trying to do the damage they can. And Caitlyn able to pick up that one. Ends up being a 2-for-1 here so far. But both junglers are dead. Health bars are pretty healthy here on the side of the Quackers. While TVA, they're trying to start with this midway. But the Dragon is just going to get started up here. This is Soul Point. This would be Soul, rather. Weaver's Wall going to get used to try and zone them off. Can they look to contest 5,000, 4,000? They're looking to run in here. Caitlyn uses the Q. They're trying to do what they can. Can they look to force here? Chains Corruption gets used here. And it's going to be a 50-50. And it's going to be picked up there by Asuna. Glass Crab goes down. Flash out from Asuna on the Caitlyn. And now Yap is able to walk that off. But it will be the Dragon secured by TVA.
What a wild sequence of events. The fight looks so good. Finding the Chains of Corruption onto Kreese, but then Kreese popping the Zanyas. We're baiting in the Renekton. We're baiting in the Rek'Sai. And then Full Metal was able to keep the entire bot side of the Quackers wrapped up in Banana Bush for the entire duration of the fight, which allows Avalanche the space to get some kills onto the Rek'Sai and onto the Renekton. And then eventually be able to take a crazy 50-50 with 0 junglers alive fight on this Dragon. And Asuna able to use the, whatever that's called, to pick up the Dragon and then keep themselves from getting soul pointed. Sold? Getting sold? What would we even call that?
Yeah, getting swiped away is, that is half of Metal's
Oh
health
my
bar.
lord. Wow.
We'll reset in order. Baron is up in 30 seconds. I'm assuming we're going to have another big fight at that point. Taking a look at our flashes. Varus flash is close. Rel flash might be up here soon. Currently
look at Maiden, though. Maiden in the bot lane is going to put a little bit of pressure down as they keep fighting in the top side here. So if they can keep trying to make things happen, they're going to need to start clearing out some of this vision. them being totally spotted on all of this sort of shuts down the play. Although Logain stays a little bit here, we might see a fight in the top
Has
lane.
to pop the dominance, but gets rooted up there by the Rel Q into the Max from just on this Renekton. They need to pop this guy quickly, and that's going to be the Sterex Force out here. Camp comes in with the W, going to get Flash or engaged on Asuna, going to pick up that kill. Karma be the first fall there. Flash out by Logain, and we see Kreese just get to... Kreese was at 80%.
Oh my god.
Kreese was at 80% health. What did I just watch?
Oh my god, AP Varus is just such a menace. Goes from 80% HP to dead.
Cypher not going to get their Galson flashes out. Renekton is still here. Renekton does not have R, does not have flash. They are pinging, and they want to fight here. Oh, although I think those pings are actually from the Quackers here. Skyfalker is lurking in the bush. They spot him out. Rel goes into the dismounted form. They're trying to zone off their team. Varus is in a bit of a rough spot here, but look on the bot side. Maiden is just able to pick up that tier 2 turret. She's been left uninterrupted, and she's just wailing on the bot side.
Yep. I mean, the Quackers are maidenless right now, and Turtle's in a really dangerous position.
And the Rorik is going to fall to the Varus. Rel going to fall to the Varus. Skyfalker gets in onto the Hui, and they eventually ace them all. Triple kill to GGG Turtle. And Kreese is alive. Kreese has flash. Does he look to come try and steal this Baron, though? That is the question.
I mean, Kreese stealing Baron here would be absolutely nuts. That fight went incredible. You know, in both directions. It looked really good for Avalanche. It looked really good for the Quackers. The Baron gets picked up, no contest. Kreese trying to make a little bit happen over here, but it has to play really careful.
But the Rex IR is already back up. Zanya's now gets used there, and Kreese will just fall. This one picked up by Skyfalker. Ends up being the most delayed ace I think you could possibly have.
Wow, yeah. That was like, I mean, like 1 second before it wouldn't have otherwise been an ace.
This mid turret gonna fall nice and quickly. Turtle just is a monster. 11-1 here on the AP Varus now. Bot lane turret gonna be next to fall here, courtesy of Logain. And Soul is in a minute, and this one's going to be a whole lot harder to fight than the last one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Turtle has reset. Currently sitting on 4,000 gold, by the way. So we'll finish the build out here with the Rabadons.
So, if you're TVA, how are we fighting this? I mean, you've got no Varus flash. I think that has to kind of be your... point one, right? Or step one. You've got Rel flash. Varus has no flash. I'm not great at math equations, but I feel like that equals your best chance of winning a team fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the best fights that we've seen from Avalanche are the ones where they're able to kill Renekton and Rek'Sai before Renekton and Rek'Sai are able to kill the carries. A lot of that hinges on Full Metal being able to lock up the bot side of the Quackers. Before the Quackers are able to do that, but I think he might just die here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And Hui's have a look. Turtle got caught.
Oh, Turtle
is low, flashing there from Glasscrab, able to pick him up, and now Camp's gonna fall here as well, gets trapped in the box. Asuna able to pick up that shutdown. Logan goes in, has a redemption, gets a lot of healing off. Skyfalker is in, onto Yapamelius, who has no flash, will go down, but the Barret does come through over the top, does not pick up the kill on that side. Galson is low, has no flash, can they go down here? Logan is getting up a kill, and that's another massive shutdown, down picked up by the Glasscrab, and now all that is left is Skyfalker 3-on-1, and somehow, despite that fight looking so good, it should have been a winning fight for the Quackers. It ends up being a ace for the side of TVA and another denial of soul.
Turtle giveth and Turtle taketh away. A little too much dip on my boy's chip. He walks a little bit too far forward, gets locked up by the Zyra, and then just pops. No flash like we were talking about. It doesn't even matter that Full Metal was completely zoned out of that fight, and then had to TP back in at the end there. I mean, that's a really massive gold swing. That puts TVA into a gold lead.
Yeah, it was looking grim for TVA. That fight was looking tough. Rel literally getting deleted by one combo from Varus, but it doesn't matter. You catch out the Varus, pick up that shutdown. They got so much gold on those shutdowns there, and the ace. They now have 2 Infernals of their own. So this Zyra, this Caitlyn, I mean, we're getting to late game Caitlyn. I mean, look, she's at 5 items, pretty much full build.
Yep.
So these are scary times here. The Quackers got to be careful, as another play like that could be their last.
as long as Caitlyn right clicks, I think it goes a lot better. Asuna has probably not gotten off as many autos in the team fights as they may have otherwise been able to. So hopefully we'll start to see a little bit more swagger coming out from Asuna here. Full build. There's nothing left to do except sell boots, but I don't know if I want to sell boots in this game. But I don't like selling boots in any game because I like moving fast. Glass Crab is finally being able to put a little bit of hurt back onto low game.
A little bit of retribution. Slice and Dice going to get them out of the cage. Is going to pop the Sterax, though. But they're just getting ran down by the Maiden and the Ghouls.
Cyril does.
And sweet, sweet revenge for how those first 10 minutes went.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so we've got Shojin and Leandries finishing out the build for Glass Crab here. Now, I don't know anything about anything, really. Kreese left the game, which is a little bit... I mean, you don't really want to do that.
No.
As we head into a Coriander pause.
We've got a little bit of a cornucopia of items coming out for the Yorick, I think. Got a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. As we have a DC on the table at the moment. Hopefully it'll be nice and quick. A little bit of a break, maybe a little bit of a reset perhaps for the blue side here to recompose themselves.
Yep. I mean, losing that fight and then going down 3,000 gold when the gold values are at like above 70k, it doesn't really mean that much in terms of the actual game. It does mean a lot psychologically. So this pause probably pretty well timed for the Quackers, and a little bit of maybe they DDoS, maybe they didn't. Who's to say? But getting that pause, being able to take a second and say, like, you know what, Varus is still 11-2 and completely full build. Talia still has a lot. Renekton still has a lot. Rek'Sai is still crazy. Like, we still have this game is still very, very winnable for the Quackers.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got at least a couple of minutes as a internet router has to start back up. And I don't know about you, but those take at least 90 seconds for me. So we got a little bit of time here. Yeah.
Typical Kreese.
Kreese is a great guy. Very chill. Taking a look at our items across the board. Caitlyn, full build. Varus is full build. So they're not getting any tougher. Talia, Hui working towards their last item. And by working towards, they're starting from the ground up. Zyra is a full item ahead of the Rek'Sai, which is nice. Again, benefactor of all the shutdowns they were getting in the early game.
And the farm. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, the farm just telling at least about 2,000 on the gold differential there. We've got Baron in the minute 40. I would have to imagine we're going to be seeing them fight that again. Although, with this Yorick, with this Maiden, we saw last time how they left Maiden unchecked and she did work on it in the bot side. Perhaps we see them maybe put a little bit more attention towards the Maiden this go around. Or maybe they just keep Glass Crab in the bot side and like dare the Quackers come, or dare them to go to the Baron, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Crab being full build, also the benefactor of at least one shutdown. I believe the shutdown onto Turtle in that fight a few minutes ago went over to Crab, and so is able to finish the true potpourri of items, the real smorgasbord. Is really strong now, right? Like, Yorick is hard to kill and can kill you, and has a ton of split push ability, and is a menace in a team fight. So hopefully we'll start to see Crab get to have his time in the sun after being really beaten up, in the last game by the Ambessa, in this game by the Renekton. Now gets to finally say, "Mwahaha, I have the power."
Yeah, I guess. Oh, and I was just about to say that we've got a little bit more time, but we have a reconnect coming through, so perhaps we don't have the time that we thought we did. We'll give Kreese a minute to load up here. Yeah, this has been a very, I would say, a different game than last go around. We're at 41 minutes, so we're still in the range where it's anyone's game. One team fight can win the game for either side. Of course, if the Quackers win this game, they're heading to bed, which, they got some old people over there. They got to get to bed. Whereas TVA, if they win this one, they get their chance at the reverse sweep in game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, we got a Saturday night banger. Like, what else to say? I mean, it's super exciting. These teams, you know, especially with, you know, players that are familiar with each other, they may know each other a little bit more, either personally. I know that um, I have personally hung out with Full Metal and GGG Turtle, so they're like all together. It was great.
What a character.
I know, Captain Morgan himself. Um, and so, but what that really brings is that like now you might know these people's playstyles a little bit more. You're like, oh, I know that this person likes to recall here. I know this person likes to go to this bush level 1. I know this person likes to place wards over here. And so it really leads to like a leveled up version of what competitive can be as the ready marker goes out for the side of TV Avalanche. We'll see how the Quackers respond before we get out of this coriander pause and back into the game.
All right, it looks like one side is ready to go, the other side not quite. Given blue side a chance to, you know, maybe somebody went for a little stretch, maybe somebody went to a bathroom. So many options, so little way of knowing. But either way, we'll be out just about now. I mean, okay.
Wow, spoke it into existence.
That's all it takes, I guess. As we are back out onto the rift.
Pause. Yep, there we go.
All reliable.
All reliable. They fixed a lot of things about custom lobbies. They did not fix the pause.
Nope.
Who sponsors the pause?
That's a great question. Something inefficient. Something.
Oh, you know what? Time. How can I do like an improv? The pause is brought to you by We Teach League. We Teach League is an opportunity to learn League. I don't know much else, but I know that they sponsor the low budget LCS, and you can scroll down. We've got a little link to them, the WTL banner down at the bottom of the Twitch headers or information down there. Scroll past all the leagues, you find that, check them out, and give them a little bit of sauce for supporting the low budget LCS as we head back into this 40-minute banger.
Yeah, got a little bit of time here before the action really commences. Yeah, definitely the We Teach League, LVLCS hitting it big time. I'm a former enrollee. Before they were known We Teach League, I was in their jungle program. Very quality coaching.
Then you hit Masters.
I did hit Masters. So, I mean, results-based analysis, sign up for We Teach League.
That's my favorite kind of analysis. Yep. Let's neglect the fact that I teach research at a collegiate level.
Doesn't matter. First move here for TVA at this Baron. It's going to be hard to walk into the Zyra with the plants, and you see Glass Crab down the spot side. Going to be a little bit of a nuisance. But the mid lane prio is going to be picked up here by a couple of Quackers.
Yeah, we've got the 4-1 here. Oh my god, so much damage onto a camped.
Karma, ace in the hole, probably going to get blocked there by somebody. We see Logan defending the main on the other side, Skywalker.
Full Metal wants it, Shattering Strike. Wants the
York is on the other side of the map. Logan is just continuing to 1v1 the main. There's a massive team fight on the other side. They're actually going to back off towards this Baron. And now York has no ultimate, so they need to force this down quickly. But health bars are low. Karma is low. Renekton about 75% HP. And they're just pushing in the mid lane, going for a little bit of a front door action. But this Baron is getting deleted.
A little bit of front door action was my nickname in high school as the TV Avalanche picks up the Baron here, and we'll have to try to stop and delay this push. The wave clear coming out is going to protect the inhibitor. A couple of Quackers pick up a couple of towers in response to this play as we see where we head into the final stages of this game.
Yes, and yes to Papa Potion in the chat. These games are Fearless starting in Season 15 of the LBLCS. Full Fearless here, so these champions will not be on the board for next game. If there is a game number 3, Full Metal senses the danger, and oh no, gets hit there by the Chains of Corruption, has no way out, gets deleted by the Varus, and Full Metal was standing right in front of it, sidestepped unintentionally, of course, but now that it's just 10 seconds before the soul. They fought their way through 2 Dragon Souls in the past, but I don't see how they're fighting through this one. But
I feel like oh my god.
And that's gonna be a force out flash. Magstorm connects on a multiple member. Full Metal just gets deleted there. Karma goes down. And that is 3-on-4 now, but it is a support for a support at the end of the day. Zyra not up for 35 seconds. It looks like they're still going to try, though, but it's just going to get deleted before they can even walk in here. Chains Corruption now connects onto the Yorick. Skyfalker goes in, onto the backside, gets onto the Caitlyn. Yorick goes down.
God.
Turtle on a killing spree, and now they have to head for the hills. And now it's going to be tough for them to get much out of this Baron.
Yeah, that's a disaster for Avalanche there. Kreese getting picked up. I do think there was an opportunity for Full Metal to just full send and engage onto those forward players who stepped up and try to buy a little bit of time for Kreese to be able to put spells down for the rest of Avalanche to get there. Unfortunately, Kreese goes down after falling out of the Zanyas, and then that leads to a lopsided fight in favor of the Quackers, who are able to pick up the dragon, which gives them the soul.
And this soul likely gonna make this Varus, which is already so potent, just that much more lethal. The Hui Rock's gonna be annoying. Again, it's not my favorite Dragon Soul by any measures, but it could be worse. You know, it could be a Chemtech, and we'll see. I mean, again, that's largely gonna be the Baron negated. Yes, they still have it on a couple members. Yes, they have a 3,000 gold lead thereabout, but you factor in the value of that Dragon Soul, and it's pretty much even at this point.
Yeah, and I mean 3,000 at this point is like a margin of error. So really not a whole lot of delta between these two teams. Akampt is in a dangerous spot, but the Grasping Vines just don't pick him up and is able to walk away to safety.
Yeah, gonna be able to get out there, but not able to get out from that Caitlyn, who just absolutely deletes the karma. This is
Fully
a bit of an opportunity. 5-on-4. Yeah, it's been, we haven't had that yet tonight. I'm surprised. Full Metal is charging in. Chains Corruption going to connect there. Dominus gets popped there by Logain. Rel is going to be absolutely deleted. And now the healing coming through with the Crypt Bloom. Skyfalker trying to get onto Asuna, who uses the Unstoppable. Renekton is going to go down the opposite side now. Skyfalker has no way to get out. Sidestep connects onto multiple members. Skyfalker able to survive the series stage, but not for long enough. Redemption not going to be able to do anything. But Asuna goes down to the Q from the Varus. Sidestep able to get him out. Turtle going to take a lot of damage there from the way. And you've got your carries left. It is 2-on-3. Yalpamelias is trying to run down Galsa. Not going to be able to do it. And can they get anything more out of this?
I really feel like this mid bot are from Avalanche are playing a little skittish, right? Yapamilios just walked away from that fight, not able to put a whole lot of spells down, able to put up a whole lot of damage, but just not able to maximize the utility of the wave clear. And we see another really sketchy fight going down, which just keeps this game ticking towards the 50-minute mark. Now, I'm old.
Well,
so,
I mean, just objectively, right? If you're old, then I'd be ancient by that metric. I don't know if that's a pill I'm ready to swallow. Dragon.
Are you older than me?
Yes. I think I'm a couple years older.
I'm 25.
Yeah, I am definitely older than you.
Oh,
interesting.
Check that shit out.
Well,
yeah, maybe you are ancient.
Oh, I don't know if I like where this is going. Dragon's in 230. Baron's in a minute 14. We've seen the Barons go each way. Full Metal maybe going to catch out Akampt here. Not going to look to do so. Just going to try to get out. As Akampt is just gone.
Oh my.
Bye Karma. Bye blue buff. Chains of Corruption. We're trying to kill the Rel. Oh, Turtle is trapped in the cage.
Turtle.
Can they get the damage off?
But nobody's
so much
there.
damage through Glass Crab, able to buy so much time. Magstorm able to connect to my Turtle, and that is going to be a kill there. Rek'Sai goes into the backside, able to kill off the Yorick. Skyfalker is now on the wrong side of the rift, though. And can they pick up the jungler as the Baron is spawning in 40 seconds? I don't think they really have the tools, so now they look to maybe just go back mid lane and get their lane prio.
Oh my god, it's just a
Dominus
tragedy. Oh my god,
goes on to
wants it.
Yapamelias. Not going to force anything out here. They are just going to use their ultimate to dissuade any type of fight. And Baron is up in 20 seconds now.
Yeah, I mean, that is a great catch from Avalanche. Able to pick up Akampt there from a screen and a half away. The Caitlyn and the Hui. Able to send some ICBMs over in that direction. And then the pick onto Turtle as well, who now has Flash, and so it will theoretically be able to escape from those types of situations for now. But that buys a little bit more time to try to scale up a little bit more. for the side of TV Avalanche to try to take a good Baron fight and try to put this match to a 1-1 score.
Yeah, we are for sure hitting the 50-minute mark in this game. These guys are, going to have to start wondering about, fatigue, right? We're getting to, it is a Saturday night, but, late night gaming, some people are more used to it than others. Not to name names. Well, Kreese going to walk up here, try and clear out this vision. Rel's on the other side of the map, does have the flash. My eyes are on this Rel. Varus has the flash. Shattering Strike there, not going to connect. And the Baron just going to get started up here. Dominus gets popped here by Logan a little preemptively. Uses the Zyra plant for the E. Magstorm onto the Renekton. They're going to try and delete this Crocodile. Baron's at 8k. Kreese is no way in. Does not have the flash. It's down to 2,000. And Rel's going to steal it with the Unseen Public Smite. And goes out with the flash over the top. And he says, if you can't do it, Kreese, I'll do your job for you. Dragon stolen. And Elder is now spawning as well.
Holy fuck, what a game-saving play from Full Metal to swap to the Smite to steal the Baron, and they get first walk onto Dragon, and they have the opportunity to set up these Caitlyn traps, set up these Zyra plants. Just get ready for all of this. This is looking really good for Avalanche.
Yeah, Elder going to get started up here by blue side, and the seismic shove connects onto Rel, goes down, picked up the Baron, and now goes down. They got to try and stall this out. They can. 60 seconds. Seismic shove there, though, onto Glass Crab. Logain gets picked off there, and he's going to go down. Glass Crab able to get a kill back in response. Yapamilia's trying to do what they can, but Kreese is low into the Zanya. So many kills on either side. There's a 2v2. Skyfalker going to fall here. Yapamilia is saving the game for the team. Asuna gets a triple kill, and do they look to Elder? Do they just end it? They're not sure. They're not sure what they want to do. They're trying to do both.
Just walk bot lane. Just walk to the bot lane. You win the game if you do that. What's happening?
Oh my word. They are going to pick up the Elder. They are not going to be able to end the game off this. It looks like it will just be these two carries with the Elder buff. But yeah, they could have ended if they went bot lane. But they're trying to end us to 60 minutes.
Yeah, they are just testing the limits of how far we can go with this. I'm speechless. Like, this game is an absolute banger. It's banger movie cinema in chat. Youngster Joey incredibly proud of Metal's spellbook usage there, and who wouldn't be?
No, absolutely. That was absolutely baller from Full Metal. And I mean, that team fight, Yapamilias is doing so much damage on this way. And the Asuna Caitlyn wasn't looking great early on, but we have now scaled into the point in which we are an absolute nightmare to deal with. Just two tapping so many of these squishy members. And the Rect and Rex side, like, that's not their problem, right? I really like, I think maybe the approach here from both of these teams is you're not guaranteed, a stream during the season. So they're really kind of just, they're maximizing their screen time. As Elder is on two members, Baron should be close to expiring from both the Caitlyn and the Hui. They do stop for a little bit, so they're looking to push up on this top side. And we'll see if they can get anything more done with this Elder buff.
Yeah, they just need to play more cohesively. I feel like Avalanche has had several opportunities to win this game, but they're just not playing super cohesively. Like, it always feels like there's one person who wants the fight and the other four people are like, maybe, why not? It's a little tragic, but I think that they're still in a really good position to win the game. Like you said,
Chains of Corruption going to connect.
Glass
Crab is gone. Nothing to do about that. This tower likely going to fall here, but that is going to stall their Elder push a little bit.
I feel like I've seen every single member of Avalanche completely disrespect Seismic Shove this game.
Yeah, Galson's quietly having a very good performance on this Talia. Take some notes. Doing a lot of work.
Yeah, the Seismic Shove into the Worked Earth stun is such a good catch tool. Metal got caught by it. Crab's been caught by it a couple of times. There's so much catch on the side of Quackers here with the Chains of Corruption, with the Seismic Shove. You can't disrespect it.
No, definitely cannot. And that looks like that's going to pretty much be the end of the Elder push here. Redemption going to pop just for some shielding, some healing. And we've got a Baron in a minute 40.
This is like what, the third Baron of the game, the fourth of the series.
It's the fourth.
Like,
But they're maybe not winning round 4. Dominus gets popped here. Does have the flash. Gets it up there by the fear. Emilio,
good fear.
Quay and Kalen have to run. Kalen's just going to fall here. Metal trying to go on the backside, trying to do the peeling that they can, trying to buy time for their team. They might fall here. And as soon as he somehow survives it all, Metal goes down. Teleport coming in here from Glass Crab onto the entire enemy team.
Void Rush.
And now Skyfalker able to pick up the kill onto Asuna. Glass Crab has to run away. Yabamili's on a killing spree. Flash out there from Glass Crab. Ends up being a 3-on-4. The Maiden has died. But the team has survived.
Oh my god, this game is on a razor's edge. Asuna barely getting out of that, barely getting clipped by the whatever that missile is, and then the Void Rush from Skyfalker able to pick up the kill there. I think Hui is a more important target if you want to siege the base just because of the wave clear. I mean, yes. I think even maybe with a Baron, Quackers are going to have a hard time pushing into the Hui.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. We do see that Yorick ult is going to be about 30 seconds. This Baron is about 30 seconds. We could, again, see them look to push out bot, force them to answer, or we could look to just see them scrap it up here at this Baron once again. We're at 56 minutes into this game. Neither team is willing to go home, or go to bed, I guess I should say. Seismic Shove there connects on the Glass Crab. Yorick gets deleted. It has the Stair Stage pop there, but Logain also has their Sterax. They're just getting deleted. Guardian Angel going to delete them here. Redemption gets popped there, but Logain actually runs away from it. Gonna be able to survive it up here, but Glass Crab is low. Has to eat these healing fruits, but now they're getting shepherded away from the Baron. Rel just coming out of the map. Asuna is so far away, but your Renekton is low, has teleport, and can look to come back.
I every time I think we're about to go into the game-winning fight, we don't. Yeah. I am like this.
Oh, the Chains of Corruption connect on a crease again. Zani's issues there, but they're their way out. No, they do not. And Skyfalker is able to pick up that kill, and that means that they have full range on the Spirit. It is 5-on-4. Full Metal has another smite. We could look to see him go for it again. Smiling Despair deletes the Karma on the other side. It's going to be a 4-on-4 fight. 14,000 on the Baron. Renekton is coming up from the mid wave. We do see them getting that shove out. Glass Crab walks up, trying to frontline for the team. 9,000 on the objective. The cage not going to do anything. Size of shove knocks away the Yorick, and now we see Way fearing away the Renekton on the other side of the map. 8,000 on this Baron. It's going to get reset here. No, it is not. They are going to go back in for the aggro. Asuna doing a ton of damage. Baron is down to 4,000. We see Ro go in. They're going for another 50-52. They get this one, and no, they do not. They're not able to pick up this one. It's Max. We're going to connect there, but it's no follow through on the other side. We do see Logan doing so much work on the opposite side. Asuna is down. Glass Crab is low. Rel had to ditch it, and Skyfalker going to be able to pick up the kill onto the Yorick, and now Hui is the last one standing, but the Weaver's Wall going to zone them all, pin them against the wall, and they are going to fall as well. Your Zyre is not up for 20. All that is left is your Rel, and it was a super hard-fought game, but that should be game number 2. Over to the Quackers after this teleport.
Yeah, Full Metal can barely defend against this. Look at how much damage Galson and Turtle are doing to these structures here. The Baron minions are going in. Full Metal trying to clear the wave as best he can, but pops here. They're going to start hitting these Nexus towers. Kreese is going to do what they can, but this looks like the game and the match for the Quackers. Yeah,
what a game. It will not get to 58 minutes. Well, maybe it'll say it on the scoreboard, but just about a 58-minute slugfest here. I cannot wait to see what these damage numbers. Oh my. We will switch over here so that you guys see these damage numbers. 93,000 on that Varus, 60k on multiple members. The Way did, over 70k. So much being done here in this game, but it ends up being a victory for blue side, who were down a pretty considerable amount of gold at that point, and that's gonna be the 2-0 win for a couple of Quackers.
Yeah, I mean, what a statement, right? Like, they go up so far and then fall and then up and then fall and then up and then fall. Like, I mean, what a crazy game. 93,000 damage from Turtle on that last game there on the AP Varus build. I mean, just what a magnificent series that we saw here on this Saturday night.
Yeah, that was an absolutely nuts game. And I don't think the 2-0 does that series justice. I think it was very back and forth. TVA had a lot of good opportunities. I definitely think in hindsight can definitely go and take a look at that. The Baron into the Elder Call. But that is a conversation for another day for TVA. For now, we are at the end of our series. I'm down to do a quick little interview if the
Sure.
if the Quackers would like to send, a representative or two. If you would like to come on and yap it up on the stream, you know the deal. You'll head to community, or you'll tell me who to pull. Well, no, you're gonna go to community. You're
Go to
not.
community.
You're gonna make it easy for me to pull if I'm bringing you on the cast.
You are not making me look through these goddamn fucking voice chats.
Yeah, so we'll give them a minute. They're watching the stream. They'll be catching up here in just a second, or maybe they don't want a interview, and then we get you and your old self to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to go to bed, but what I would love more is a little bit of an interview action here to close out the stream. So we'll see if we can get one of the Quackers to join us.
I'm watching, and we see a couple of members in community.
Couple of Quackers.
I'll just go ahead and start pulling them up. We've got one. We've got two. And with
there we
that,
go.
Welcome in to the broadcast booth. We've got a Camped and GGG Turtle, a bot lane reunited once again. Congratulations on your 2-0 series win. Turtle, how's that back feeling?
It's hurting, but I couldn't have done it without the team. I did make one misplay down a dragon, which really threw the game, I will say. But I clawed the way back. I clawed the way back with those R's.
Yeah, that looked pretty miserable to play against. It didn't matter how much health you had. You were just if you got hit by the chains, you were in fact losing your entire HP bar.
Yeah, I mean that's why I love it so much. Okay, AP Varus #1. Okay, make it known.
20-second cooldown on ult.
Yeah,
20-second cooldown.
Yeah, it was like 25 seconds.
Oh,
I mean, I ulted twice
disgusting.
in that last Baron fight.
That is so crazy.
Yep.
Take me through that game number 2, right? Because I mean, we're sitting here on the edge of our seats in a 58-minute game as the viewers, let alone what it must have felt like as the players in that game. I mean, like, what were the comms like? What was the like dialogues you guys were having? Just like take me through kind of like your guys' perspective in that game.
It was kind of a roller coaster, and I feel like there were multiple times where they probably could have just barreled down mid and ended the game, and we were like, oh man, we lost. All right, get ready for the next game. And then we said, oh wait, they're not ending. And then we went out, fought, probably lost, and then went, oh, they're gonna end. Oh wait, they're not ending. And it was just a constant cycle of that, it felt like, until eventually we were able to find picks that made it so that we could actually claw our way back.
Yeah, I mean, like that was just such an exciting and back and forth game. I don't mind being made to stay up late, but I think a camp I'm going to make you buy me a drink at some point. So tell me a little bit about what it was like heading into the final few moments of the game, heading into that final team fight. What were the comms like? What was the energy like? Bring us in. Let us be a fly on the virtual wall of your team voice channel.
It was actually kind of funny. We kind of just said, all right, the first person on either team that gets one shot wins the fight. So like if we would find a pick and then someone would get one shot and we'd win the fight, or I'd get hit by a Caitlyn R followed by Wei R and I'd get knocked out of the fight instantly and they'd win the fight. So it was really funny. We were like, we're just gonna posture around Baron. We're just gonna look for ults over the wall and try to find that first 100-0, and then we can take numbers advantage from there.
Yeah, kind of saw with the Zyra pick is I do like to play up a little bit, as many of you know, and
we know.
I saw the pick. I saw it land. you know, the voice comms are normal, and I'm just like screaming out that we've got to pick because as you said, once the chains hit, it's over. It's done. Like you're not coming back. You're getting sent back to the lobby.
Well, send them back to the lobby. You did as you closed out that game. Lustforce, do you have any other questions for our victorious bot lane today?
I mean, I guess just you know, what's the you guys' goal this season, right? You know, because obviously we were talking about it on the stream. I mean, really fun. When I got asked about this game, I had no idea that it was you guys that TD was playing against. And so it's just like all the more interesting to watch. Obviously because you guys, you know, played on your TV, you know, a long time in the past. Obviously a lot of this roster played as Arcana before. So what like is this just kind of like, you know, like for fun, bring the vibes back? Like what are we thinking?
I think everything. You know, we've always been known, or every time Turtle and I have been played in the bot lane, we've been regarded as one of the best bots in the league. We plan on continuing that.
Way to self promo and now curse us.
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah,
the
honestly. We want to. I think exactly what you said. The vibes. This is essentially a team that we've had in the past, and the vibes are great. And so now we can create. We know we have the concisive, you know, communications. You know, everyone enjoys being around each other, and we also have the skill to push for, you know, finally a championship.
yeah. Plus, I can yell at Taylor, so that's just like a nice positive.
Always a good bonus.
It is. It really is.
Always a great bonus. Been known to go down that route a time or two. No, I mean I'm glad. You know, you got, like I said, got a lot of people that I like on that team. You know, the Goat Subs, Hollow, and the Bald Goose. I know. So I don't have much of a voice left at this point. And I don't really have any other questions left. Hopefully you guys enjoy going back and rewatching. I'm sure you will enjoy seeing the ups and downs from a third person perspective. But now the floor is yours. If you guys want to shout anybody out, now is the time to do so.
Just shout out to all the Quackers out there. Like,
Yeah.
Especially the people that were not able to play this match and still found a way to watch it and cheer us on.
Yeah.
Those are my
Quacker
Quackers.
Nation.
Quacker Nation.
All right, this match has gone out to all the members of Quacker Nation. That is going to wrap us up here, I believe, on the stream tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Major banger between the Quackers and TVA tonight. Jackie Boy, Lustforce, I'll speak on our behalf and say it was an amazing time here tonight. But that's going to do us here on this Saturday night action. Keep your eyes peeled for another stream soon. Couldn't tell you when. Maybe early next week, maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight. Who knows? But with that,
Who knows?
I'm going to sign us off. Everyone, have a great night, and thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.